Brawl Stars Gamestars Season 2 is going flat out. International group stage will take place from December 7th to December 10th and from December 14th to December 19th. 32 teams, 8 invited rosters with 24 teams that got qualified through regional finals will be divided into 8 groups with 4 teams in each. All matches will be held in GSL format. Only 2 teams from each group will be able to qualify for the international final stage based on their results. And in the finals, Brawlers will fight for the prize pool of $30,000. Join our stream and support your favorites at the international group stage of Brawl Stars Gamestars Season 2. Brawlers! The showdown will make history! Best teams from Russia, Ukraine, Poland, France and Turkey, winners of the Open qualifiers and top 8 invited teams will meet in a final battle for the champion title and a bounty of $10,000. Join the stream on December the 7th. Don't miss out on the epic international group stage of GameStars Brawl Stars Season 2.
Welcome back, everyone, to GameStars. I'm Ready Set, and this is still GameStars Season 2. Bit of a different environment today, but also a different environment for some of our players who are playing today. Did have some issues yesterday. That update was rolling out in the midst of GameStars, though fortunately, we are going to have those games played, just going to be off stream. So that is Group F. We're going to be moving into Group G today for some excellent matches. Let's get a look at the bracket as well. And of course, actually, Group F from yesterday. Here's our bracket from yesterday, what we got through. EXO Free Agents versus Activium is going to net a win for EXO Free Agents. Then Final Stand Esports and Golden Age are 1-2-1 at the moment. Activium, of course, is in the elimination round. We still, though, have to find out who's going to be in the decider round and who is all going to be in the winner's match. So those are our standings for Group F. Those are going to be played throughout the day. And, of course, the main event for today is going to be Group G. We're going to be starting off with Big versus Polska Garam in our first match of the day. Then Escobar Knockers versus Palm Angels will be our second match of the day. Whoever wins those first 2 matches will face each other in the winner's match. The loser goes down to the decider, and the losers of our first 2 matches go down to the elimination round. We're going to see 1 team eliminated today. It's going to be in match number 3. But of course, the big matches of the day are going to be match number 1, 2, and 4. Of course, we're going to know what match number 4 gives us. It's going to be a winner from the winner's match, because that is going to send them on to the international finals. I went $400 just for qualifying. Here's our schedule as well, in case you need to get up for a moment and come back later to check out the stream. Big versus Polska Garam will be starting us off. Then, of course, Escobar Knockers versus Palm Angels for our second match of the day. Our third and fourth matches, those are going to be decided later. We do have to know who the winners and who the losers are of our first couple of matches in order to determine who is going to play in those. That's our schedule for today. Now, all we have to do is wait for Big and Polska Garam to get ready. Here are their most popular brawlers, Rico, Spike, Frank, and Piper. Honestly, no huge surprises here. Piper is a little bit interesting. Piper, honestly, in the current meta, has been having quite a few troubles, especially with Mortis. And so it'll be interesting to see if Piper is countered out, especially considering how high of a win rate she has. Rico, Spike, and Frank. Frank is just monstrous right now. Spike and Rico are good all-around picks as well. So, guys, keep your eyes peeled for these in our upcoming games, because you're probably going to see some players pop off on these brawlers. Frank is definitely going to be one that I'm looking at personally, just because I love to see the big man walking around with his big hammer and doing big things. Mostly taking damage and feeding enemy supers, but, you know, it's okay. It's all fine and dandy. He brings his super in and smashes up the entire field. With that, though, we are just waiting on our players from Big and Polska Gram to get ready. We do need to know what those maps are before we can really progress into the match and make some big analyses. Then, after that, we're going to check out the bans, and then we'll just be waiting on the players to get ready. So any moment now, we'll be moving into the maps for this brawl. But for now, I mean, we can talk about these brawlers that are really showing up the competition at the moment. Frank, I mean, one that I talked about just now, and you know, I think he does even deserve a little bit more discussion. Frank with the new gears can be absolutely terrifying. I especially like damage on Frank, and here we have our players as well. Player cams are one of the things that I love so much about GameStars. It just introduces such a different dynamic into the game. Yeah, our two opposing teams now already in their gaming chairs. Also have a fan in the background because it is going to be a heated battle, no doubt. So those are your players. We're going to get to see their cams throughout the games as well. If you're new to GameStars, then you are in for a true treat. This is a really fun tournament to spectate and just, you know, engage as a spectator, because you get to see the players, you get to see all the amazing gameplay, you get to see the ban phase, and all the information is there laid out right for you. Also, the format of the tournament is pretty interesting. We do have a lot of different groups. It is 8 groups in this stage, and that is going to take us into our international finals. So we're in the international group stage, and we'll be in it for a little while longer. Let's see, though. Here are our maps and modes for our first brawl of the day. Sneaky Fields will be counting us down. Then Shooting Star for set number 2, and set number 3 will be on Pit Stop. Should we need to break any ties, Ring of Fire and Gem Fort may follow. Sneaky Fields to start us off, then Shooting Star, then Pit Stop. Those are your first 3 maps of the day, the most important ones, because you can sweep 3-0 or you can get swept 3-0. And one is an amazing feeling, the other is a crushing defeat. Though, whoever loses this match will get their chance once again in the elimination finals, but they'll have to fight through the decider match as well. And that is going to be a tough one if that happens. Sneaky Fields, I like this map. I think we will get to see the big man Frank on this one as well. Of course, as Frank, watch out for any kind of counters. I'm gonna throw this out there. Of all maps that you can play Shelly, this is honestly probably the best one, but I don't think we'll see Shelly. First bans rolling out, both Meg. Very interesting. Typical ban, honestly, but this is going to remove a potential banned brawler from the game. We'll see if it ends up being Mortis. I don't think that Piper is going to be particularly strong on just one of these maps. Shooting Star is going to be map number 2, so that is going to be like the one Piper map that they'll want to watch out for, but the remainder of the maps, not really strong Piper maps. So our first couple bans are going to be Meg. Our second couple of bans, Poco and Lola. Poco is going to be a good ban for Big. For, of course, set number 1, that is going to remove most of the healing capabilities that Polska Gram could bring to the brawl. I think that Big, they're doing this out of confidence. They're trying to eliminate the range of team compositions they can face against, make the game a little bit more predictable, and try to beat the enemy team on mechanics. When you remove brawlers like Poco or like Byron from the game, then you do dump down the rock, paper, scissors aspect that this game can sometimes possess. So there are your bans. We also saw the Lola ban. Thankfully, Lola is such a strong brawler, and it is kind of nice to see her out of the game for just a moment. Meg is another one that I'm grateful to not see in this brawl. Don't get me wrong, they're fantastic brawler designs, but they're so strong that we're going to see them every single game, and it really does limit the dynamic range of team compositions that we can see. So those are your banned brawlers. You have your maps as well. Now all there is to do is wait on the players to get into the game. We'll be moving into Sneaky Fields pretty soon here, and that's when we'll get to see some of our beginning brawl action. I mentioned Frank is going to be a popular pick. Obviously, we're not going to see Poco. It would have been a great pick had that been allowed, but alas, it's not allowed. Though Byron is possible, it would be kind of a risky one. I think also Rosa could be a strong pick as well. The real challenge here is going to be to decide whether a team wants to go for like a tank composition or go something to counter it. If you go something that's counter a tank composition and you don't face a tank composition, then you're kind of in bad business. You are a little bit outmatched. So we'll see exactly what happens. I think Spike would also be kind of a fun one here. Also, think about brawlers that are really fast in these bushes. Sandy could benefit from a lot, though sometimes we do see wall break on this map, especially up the left lane and the right lane, because those boxes are pretty restrictive of movement, and players do rely on them a bunch to make their brawler picks work. So I think we could like see a wall break as a counter. That would really be bad for brawlers like Sandy, who would be super powerful here. Also, Amber to burn up a bunch of bushes is, I think, a possibility. It just doesn't have those short range capabilities that we probably do need to see for defending against tanks. Max is also available in the game, and I think that's going to be a big one. Also, Ems. Ems is a very popular brawler pick here, especially to deal with tanks. So I think Ems, we could see Sandy, we could see Amber. I mean, really, this is just like the handful of good brawlers at the moment. So we're really just talking, what are some generally good brawlers? But Ems, I think, once more, is a great pick here, and we can probably expect to see it from the winning team, because historically, on this map, in GameStars, players have not lost with Ems for whatever reason. So maybe we'll continue the trend today. Another trend that has been going on in GameStars is total 3-0 sweeps over and over again. It is, what, I think I did 3 days in a row where it was only 3-0 sweeps, 6-0 sweeps, mind you. No losses incurred by the winning team. We'll see if that continues on today. We are just waiting on one player to ready up, and then we will be getting started with our first match of the day. It's going to be a very fast-paced day, so strap in and get ready. Well, it is a bit of a sluggish start, but you know, I will tell you, as someone who has done a lot of tournaments, players, they really like to take their time to ready up, especially when the stakes are this high. And I would be pretty nervous too if I were facing Big here. I think Polska Garam, right, roster in my opinion, but definitely it should be pretty cautious around these guys. Big, they did so well last year, and I think that they stand a fair chance at qualifying this year. We'll just have to see how things go on in the BSC 2022. But in GameStars, this is when they get to show up the competition. In my opinion, they will take the win in the winners bracket. So I'm putting in my prediction now. I encourage you guys to share your predictions in the chat, and maybe we can talk about them just a little bit. It'll be a fun time. It's going to be a fun day today. It's going to be a fun stream. I'm in it with y'all. We're going to be probably having some, big picture and also some casual conversations about the teams as they're competing and about the matches between games. Pretty soon here we should be loading in. Still waiting on a player to get ready, but it's no big deal. It happens. But that is what we are waiting. Players probably taking their time to choose which brawlers they want to play. It is always important to have a strong start in game number 1 of set number 1, because you establish the momentum there, and you also establish kind of a psychological victory there, because now the enemy team knows that you can take a win off them, right? And this would be huge for Polska Garam if they're able to take a win off of Big here, off of game number 1. That would be absolutely massive, and I think it would be their best shot at success. These are some game modes that don't necessarily go either way, is a thing though. Brawl Ball, Bounty, starting us off, are not game modes that are like 50-50. Now Heist for set number 3, that I can totally see going either way. So Polska Garam, either they get a strong start here or they got to bring it back in those final few sets. Though, I mean, maybe my EU knowledge is lacking. I wonder what Big's best are. We did see their best brawlers. That is true earlier. So those guys we can expect to see just a little bit more. I think Frank, once more, is going to be a super strong pick. Frank gets the additional speed with the speed gear by being in the bushes. You can put whatever else on him you want. Usually shield is the way to go, and suddenly you have like 11k health, and it's absolutely ridiculous, and you are pretty much untouchable. I think that Frank will be a popular pick in the first map, though for the later ones, I'm not entirely sure. We're talking about Pit Stop, and we're talking about Shooting Star as well. And these are not maps that are very conducive to Frank. I don't think I'd really ever play Frank on Bounty or on Heist unless I was on Layer Cake or something and we're trying to mess with my enemies or like completely counter them out by playing some tanks. We are still waiting on a ready, but it is only a matter of time before we get into that first game. For now though, all we can do is wait and hope that they do ready up pretty soon. It is always the fun part, right, is waiting for the players to get ready before the match. Once we get into the match though, it's gonna be one after another, super fast paced, and I'm here for it. I'm excited for it, and I hope you guys are present and excited for it as well. We're gonna be having awesome fast paced matches throughout the day, and of course at the end of the day we're gonna have that $400 prize promised to the winner of the winners match. $400 is, and I say this, it is literally the least amount of money that you could win by heading on to the international finals. Let's go. We're going to be getting into game number 1 of set number 1. Polska Garam are going to go for the Spike M's and Primo. They really want to here. There's no Frank, unfortunately, from Big. It looks like Big is running a bit of a tank counter themselves. And Polska Garam, we're going to see Caspi over here on the left side, really trying to get in range of Joker. It's not going to happen, though. Nadine is going to look for that goal. He's not going to be able to get it. We'll see the pass over to, oh my gosh, and the pass over to Joker, and he's able to put it in right around Caspi. Big stuff there for Big. A great move. And honestly, a very good defense there by Caspi. It was just a split second too late. Let's see, though. The S1 will be getting taken down the right side. There's a super up the right. And the bump away there by Jack. The friend zoner is going to prevent Lars from making that goal. But Joker will try and provide a little bit of offense here. Ooh, and an unfortunate missed goal there. And a lot of abilities were used there by Joker. That is going to kind of hurt for Big, but if they're getting it back from here and not get a goal scored off of that, or at least have a tough defense, this is looking very good for them coming up in the next few games. S1 will once again be trying to get some damage around this right side. Lars is looking very vulnerable. Nadine will be getting killed. Joker, though, gets a defense on the ball. Jack needs to get a super here. If he's able to get a super, then there's practically a win condition. Nadine, though, is going to be able to push out. Polska Garam have to back up just a little bit. They need to make this final stand, this final push. Here comes Caspi with the super. Nadine does a lot of damage, but Caspi gets the kill. He will be able to heal up just a little bit. Do we see the super? No, he has the super over the right side, and it's a done deal. There's no hope of coming back at this point. A great effort put forth by Polska Garam. Definitely something for Big to be afraid of, but in the end, Big is able to take the win. Great stuff for them. I'll tell you what we saw from both teams. On the side of Polska Garam, we saw the tank counter, right? The total, well, not necessarily tank counter, but Frank counter. And they doubled down with the Primo specifically to deal with the Frank. And I think this is a great call, right? They didn't want to get max comped, and this is why I think we saw the Primo. You get that free CC. You get lots and lots of stuns available to yourself to defend against an enemy. Here's the deal, though. They faced against a B, they faced against an M's, and that was pretty much the end of the story. There's not much that you can really do as a Primo, so what we saw repeatedly was, yeah, Caspi was getting great supers, he was getting reliable supers, but that was because he was taking a lot of damage. He was getting great value off the supers too, I will admit, but he was getting a lot of damage dealt to him, and consequently, the enemy was getting lots and lots of supers, and that's not a situation that you want to find yourself in, especially versus B, who is going to be constantly slowing you down, which we saw happen to Caspi a lot. But definitely keep your eye on Caspi. He's one that I have been looking at consistently over the course of the last year, and I'm looking at to maybe make some moves in 2022. We'll be moving into game 2 shortly here, but I don't think that once more Polska Garam is going to double down on that Frank counter. Frank isn't banned. I'm surprised that Big didn't play it. He's such a good brawler. I think this was really smart by Polska Garam, and Big probably knew that Polska Garam was expecting a Frank here, and they decided not to play it. I'm not entirely sure. But it looks like if they had played a Frank, they absolutely would have taken the L. And if they had that kind of foresight to know that a Frank counter or a Frank counter comp was going to be played, then absolutely kudos to them, because that is colossal, like galaxy brain level stuff, and that is what takes you to the international finals just off of the international group stage days. Also, of course, to clarify about the decider matches, those are going to be played on November 18th. We're going to have a lot of decider matches played on that day. Going to have some going on a little bit after that as well, but that's our elimination day. Let's see what we have waiting for us in game number 2. Polska Garam are going to be switching up the comp in a major way. No more Primo. This time it is going to be a Rosa, and Caspi's already going to get a kill. A little bitty spin there for the stream. On the left side, though, S1's having a bit of a tough time versus Lars. That bunch of shades is going to be very difficult for B to deal with, but it has been dealt with pretty gracefully by Polska Garam. Does look like Needing is just dipping the enemy team, though. Joker's able to get around the flank and grab a kill. Now it's all about taking down Caspi. There is the slow. Needing isn't going to hit the slow, but it's not really a big deal. It would not have slowed it down at Caspi anymore. Let's see Caspi, though. He is also going to be trying to provide some space here on the right side. Almost grabs a kill on Needing and Dark Joker. Very close play there. Big is playing quite risky, but it's a calculated risk too. Little bounce shot there from Joker to position the ball in mid. Not exactly where Needing wanted it, but it's not horrible positioning. He's able to get a goal. There's a score from Lars, and that is our first goal of the game. Going once more to Big. Polska Garam, they can make a play here. Caspi is going to try and push forward with the speed and the super. He's just going to go for it. Is he going to be able to get anything off of this? I didn't think so. He did push in with about 3,000 health. Now Polska Garam are going to have to pop off a little bit in order to get a goal, which is never a great feeling, knowing that you are going to have to defeat the odds and do the near impossible. Let's see how they handle it, though. Caspi, once again, is going to be trying to push up the right side. He is kind of a lone wolf, unfortunately. We are going to try and defend up the left side. Yeah, there was no contest. Lars had that goal from a mile away, and that is going to be Big taking number 1 already. Set number 1 is done and dusted. Pretty soon here, we're going to get some highlights of the last set, so we can break it down for you guys and tell you what exactly was done right by Big and what could be worked on by Polska Garam. I think Polska Garam did a pretty good job against this A-tier roster, though they did have some things that could be fixed. We did consistently see some players going on solo missions, and while that sometimes did yield a success, like off the beginning of the game, getting that first lane fight win, I think especially for Rosa from Polska Garam, it didn't work out so well later on when they were pushing in 2 brawlers that countered them at the same time. We see the first attempt at a goal. Lars with a great pass over to Joker, and Joker gets suplexed into the air as he's about to get that goal. Polska Garam really tried to get this goal in at the end, but it just couldn't happen. Here we go with game number 2, though, and Needing was just going crazy. They're also on the right side, picking up kills left, right, and center. Once more, we do see Big playing very aggressive here, and the super up to Lars. That was basically done so long before. B being alone there, having to deal with all the shades by herself, is an absolute death sentence for her. And here are the stats, and it does become pretty evident who has the momentum heading into the next set. It is without a doubt Big, and if you answer to Polska Garam, then you might want to go back to school, because obviously the number is way better. We're talking about kills, twice the kills of Polska Garam, and of course 2 goals. I do believe there were I think there were 3 goals, but maybe that is just me. Damage wise, though, we're looking at not too much of a discrepancy, and damage is going to matter a considerable amount in Bounty. It's going to control who has control of the field and who are picking those kills. Going to be moving into Shooting Star for this one, and this is going to be an absolute mechanics diff, so whoever has the best mechanics will be taking this one. Of course, momentum is at play, but I think Big can handily take this one. Polska Garam, I think they're a strong roster, but to compete with Big, you got to be a real big boy. And I mean, I think that Big have great mechanics. We saw especially needing on the sharpshooters. We didn't really see a whole lot of successful sharpshooter action from Polska Garam, unfortunately. This could mean bad stuff for them, but it could also just be a consequence of the game mode and a consequence of the situation. We're going to be waiting for these players to get into set number 2 for shooting start. Brawlers that we can expect to see, it's going to be Nanny, Piper, and Tick, pretty much. We could see teams try and run a counter comp. We like to see the max comps here sometimes. We did see a Caspi from Polska Garam on Rosa. Now, I'm not entirely sure about Rosa here, but other tanks are totally viable. I'm saying most importantly, Frank to get a lot of mobility, though I think Frank is a bit of a risky one. I think also that Mortis could be a great pick, especially to counter out those sharpshooters who do struggle to defend themselves in close range. So Max, Mortis, what else do we need? Well, Buzz is pretty much the last brawler that you're really looking at here. And I think that Buzz, Max, Mortis could really take down a long-range comp. Question is Big thinking ahead once again? Were they thinking ahead with game number 1, not playing the Frank? I don't think so. I think they just are not really too fond of the Frank because they didn't play it in game number 2 either. Admittedly, though, they did stick with the counters for the tanks, and Polska Garam stayed on a tank of their own, which ended up leading to their demise. So I think Big has pretty much bullied Polska Garam out of using the tanks by this point, but hey, I mean, Polska Garam, they know that they just got a full send it versus Big, so they might once more bring the tanks. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to wait for this match to get started in order to actually draw that analysis from the literal facts of which brawlers are on the field. But until then, all we can do is speculate. We'll be looking at chat as well to see what you guys are thinking about the tournament so far. I have been having a lot of fun, even just off of a couple of games here. We will see what exactly happens in our following games. Yeah, we don't need touch sight because, oh, I see. We got some members of Big chatting in here. What's up? We have Science in the chat as well, and Needing as well. Welcome, guys. And Science, I still do not have pins for you, unfortunately. I would love to have some pins for you. I think I have a ballpoint pin here for you. That might do the trick. Until then, though, I think that's all I'm gonna have is a ballpoint pin for you. Yeah. We just need to wait for these players to get in the game, and it looks like it is going to happen. I hear a Max. It is going to be the Max, Gene, and Nanny from Big. From Polska Garam, it is the Piper, Tick, and Nanny, the classic comp. I think they were really hoping for a mechanics battle, but Big is going to try and out-comp them as well. It is not looking super great for them off the beginning. Polska Garam does have 3 stars, but they don't have the control at all. The speed in for Needing could mean good stuff. Joker is going to be able to separate S1 over here on the right side. There's a homemade recipe from Jack. It's not going to do it, but Jack, as Needing, hardly takes any damage. Let's see, though. Lars is very low. S1 is going to chase these guys out and play for some control here, and it's working very well. Polska Garam still up 3 stars here. Only a minute and 10 seconds left for Big to do something. But really, they only need to make one play. The big challenge is going to be preventing Polska Garam from making a play in that time. Some damage taken by S1 here. Unfortunate use of the Tick Super. It is going to go down immediately. It is going to provide a little bit of room for Big to work with here. Caspi is going to pursue that left side, and there is a super from Lars. Is it going to take out the autofocus? No. Lars is going to take a lot of damage from the use of that super. There's a big pull by Big. Now they're only down 1 star, and they have the blue star to themselves. Big keeps on pushing in. 30 seconds remain. Polska Garam are all the way backed up to their own spawn. This is not looking good. Joker is on very low health. They're able to get Joker, then they absolutely have this win, but Joker's all the way healed up to full. Needing will be healed up to full as well. They are doing a great job of defending here. There is another full SP, and that is not looking good. There's just no time left to make an offense play here. And this one is going to be going to Big. There's just not enough time. It's unfortunate that we saw those pulls go the way they did. It was vulnerable brawlers getting pulled, and it does show just how useful Gene can be here, especially Swamp Gene. But yeah, you give Gene the speed, and he's going to be able to hit a pull at just ridiculous range. He can run in, get a pull, and run way, way, way far back, never worrying about how's this fight going to go in close quarters. You pull a squishy brawler, you run really far away, the pull is super long, and your teammates just go to town on the guy, and it's precisely what we saw from Big. Good stuff. That's 3 wins in a row for Big. Obviously, I would not be feeling amazing if I were Polska Garam. This is not a good loss streak for me, and they have honestly been playing consistently fairly well, especially considering the opponent that they are up against. In the last game, I think it especially showed as they kept the lead until like the last 20 seconds. I think if they were able to maintain their positioning, if they were able to maintain control of that area, then they could absolutely have this one. They can absolutely take at least a game here. And that's always, you know, baby steps. That's always the beginning. You always just need to take like a single win or a couple wins, and that is when you start to leverage your momentum. I think a single win over Big would be a big statement to Big. So we'll have to see what our players have in store for us. We did see the Nanny, Piper, and Tick from Polska Garam last time. Of course, from Big, they went something kind of wild. They went for the Gene and the Max, and it works beautifully. The Gene and Nanny. What do we have this time? The Mortis. Interesting. Looks like a long-range counter. We'll see how it works for Polska Garam. This is a pretty popular comp, especially to run the Pam, but we are already going to see Mortis separated out here on the left side. He's from angle, but Big are not going to give it to him. There is the first kill. Mortis is going to get it. Caspi is going to go for something, takes a lot of damage, but he's really still alive. As we're dead, he's going to go down as well. Jack tries to do some damage. He knows that Joker's quite low, but is it going to happen? Here's a speed in on S1, and now we'll see if they're able to make a successful push. S1 does have the super. He's going to go for Scrap Sucker on someone. Completely misses, unfortunately. Let's see what Big has to answer with, though. They are all the way backed up. S1's looking pretty dominant. What is Lars going to do with this peep, though? There's a kill for Needing, and Polska Garam still has not gotten a single kill. 8 stars for Big, and this is looking impossible for Polska Garam to come back from. There's the pull by Needing as well. He's able to get a couple shots off of it, too, and a little Gene Heart just to put the cherry on the top. Big, once more, trying to get a good defense, and Polska Garam firing off with a huge offense. Caspi gets a kill, and that is going to mean big stuff. He also has the super to chain, but he gets pulled so far, and he doesn't even get to move a muscle. Once more, Big pushing in. They just had to establish control at mid because they don't want to get wiped by Caspi here at their spawn. He has the super, and he can absolutely make a play, especially with the help of S1 and Jack. They're both support brawlers. Let's see what Caspi's able to do. He gets stunned. There are the bats, but it's not enough to keep him alive. S1 is going to go for some damage here, but it's just not going to be enough. There's not enough time to get this win for Polska Garam. That is going to be set number 2. Also going to Big. We're 2 sets down, and now it's on to set number 3 in just a moment here. It's going to be pit stop. Of course, we do have some highlights for you guys of the last set so that we can once more break it down, what was done right and what was done wrong and what can be worked on for set number 3. I believe I said this at the beginning of the day as well, that Big is probably going to win the first couple of sets, and Polska Garam will get their chance in the last 3. Now, pulling off a reverse sweep is very, very difficult to do, but it's the only hope for Polska Garam at this point. We'll see what exactly they have in store for us on pit stop, but first, a recap of set number 2. Needing over here on the Gene was making so many plays. He was a mean green Gene machine. And that's about all I got for you today. Polska Garam, on the other hand, did make some good pushes in, especially in game number 2. We saw Caspi get a nice chain of bats, but he got shut down by Lars very quickly. Also, just the duration of the pulls here is blowing me away. It is quite surprising to me how slow Gene's pull is. I swear it used to be faster. Nonetheless, Needing gets it done, and so does the entire roster of Big, actually. 8 versus 3, and that's what it's all about. Nearly 3 times the kills. It's really all about kills here and bounty. You can see the damage differential as well. Polska Garam, they dealt more damage. It's really about where the damage goes, how you're able to capitalize on low health targets, and that trophy definitely goes to Big. They absolutely did that one well, or at least better than Polska Garam. I do think that Big did play pretty well last round, and I'm very hopeful to see them competing in the winners finals. We'll have to see if they're able to make it through the next 3 sets though, or if that is just going to be 1 set, then we'll see if they make it through the next 1 set. It is going to be pit stop for set number 3. Polska Garam, it is their last chance. Big have been pretty good about these fast-paced comps. Now, Polska Garam, on the other hand, have tried to play the fast-paced comps, and they have not been able to do it, unfortunately. So we'll see if they try it once again. But pit stop is one where we finally get to see some Edgar come out. We get a little bit of BB action as well, and some Bull. And I think Big could absolutely stomp out any remaining hope that Polska Garam has of taking a win here if they are able to pop off with the Bull. It's just one of those brawlers where sometimes it feels like there's nothing you can do, versus if he gets on your safe and you're like, okay, goodbye, goodbye, like 15% of my safe just off of a couple of shots into the safe, or 3 shots, or however many. Especially, I mean, I'm just thinking about Berserker. That plus the damage gear as well would be horrifying, and I kind of want to see it. We'll see if it happens, though. I'm hopeful for Bull, though. I don't think Frank is going to be played. I think Barley is also quite a strong option. Barley gets you really, really good control. Barley can counter out Rico, one of the best brawlers consistently across a lot of these modes. Another thing is Barley can be particularly tricky to deal with if he is able to get on your safe, because you don't want to play ring around the rosy with a Barley as he is walking around all of your obstacles and you're just trying to get a single hit on him. So we'll see if it happens. Other brawlers that could be good here, really any wall breakers. Colt would be pretty decent. You do want to be careful about breaking open the walls that not only border your safe, but border the enemy safe. Sometimes it is pretty good to leave that closed. Depends on the brawlers you are playing, though. I think, honestly, more than anything, we will probably see a BB and Edgar sort of strategy here. I do want to see what you guys are saying in chat as well. Yeah, Group F was yesterday, and they are being played. Those matches are being played in the background as well. Yeah, so we're going to get updates on that throughout the day. For now, though, we are just waiting on set number 3 for pit stop. I am particularly partial to Nita on this one. Now, Nita, I don't think is as strong of a pick anymore, but it'll be just kind of nice to see her just because she's such a fun brawler to see. Let's see it, though. Big is going to be playing the Bull. I am very, very happy about that one. Carl is going to be an interesting one, though. There's a flying hook as well. It is going to be sort of a one-push strategy here. S1 is going to get to connect with the safe, though Polska Garam is going to be taking a lot of damage from Bull already. 26% knocked out by the Bull alone. A huge gadget there, 440 damage by needing, and already 45%. A huge chunk has been taken out of Polska Garam's safe. Lars is going to be looking for the flying hook over here once again. S1 is going to be drawn to him, and S1 is going to leave these guys alone now. We'll see what Big is able to do on offense. Lots of damage so far. Another 3,600 damage there from Joker. That is how much damage you do with a full hit from Bull with the damage gadget active. And Polska Garam are going to be trying really, really hard to keep up the defense, or rather in offense, keeping their enemies back. But Joker is able to get the kill on Jack, and that is going to be a lot of damage heading in on the safe. And that is the game right there, going to Big. Honestly, a pretty close one in terms of percentage, but just off the beginning of the game, I can tell you it was not even close from a gameplay standpoint. This was really, really well played by Big, and I think well picked as well. The Daryl and the Bull are such a great combo. It's not that they necessarily work well together. It's that when they're on opposite sides of the safe, and it could be a 2v2 situation, you're going to have to decide one of them to go for and one of them to let connect with your safe. And your options are not very good. It's either Daryl rolls in and gets like 6,000 damage just with his gadget, or Bull rushes in, maybe kills you, and also does pretty similar damage. I mean, like 7,200 damage about off of just 2 shots. is colossal, and it is a total game changer, and it was in the last game. So I am looking forward to game number 2 of set number 3. This is the only time that Polska Grom can take it back. We are on match point. And, well, Polska Grom, they are 5 losses in the hole. It'll be difficult to come back in the elimination round after a crushing defeat like this should happen. But I think the odds are pretty stacked against them. Best of luck to Polska Grom. I believe in you guys. I want to get just one game. I think you guys could take one game here. If they pull off the same thing as Big, if they go for like the Bull and the Daryl, then they could do it. Carl, though, is a really weird pick in my opinion. And I think it does say a lot also about Big that they were able to make the Carl work in the situation. It wasn't necessarily so much the Carl as it was the other 2 teammates, but nonetheless, Polska Grom, they were forced to engage the Carl in order to defend their safe, and that did draw attention away from the real damage dealers in the team composition. So there is that at least. So now we are just waiting for our next game to get started. It is the last game, potentially. We'll see if it actually ends up being final game of the day. Here we are, match point for Big. And they're going to be running the Dynamite this time. They might have been expecting a Barley. It's not going to happen though. Lars is going to go for a nice stun onto Jack. There is almost the kill. Jack is taken down. S1 though really wants to push in here. Needing does not have the popping pin cushion though. We'll see what that means. There's a jump in on Lars. No way he's running Dyna jump. That is actually hilarious, but it is going to get him the kill on a Caspi, and that never ever feels good. Or rather, not Caspi, but S1. S1 might try and jump in again, but now S1's a little bit intimidated. He just got diffed by a Dyna jump and doesn't want it to happen again. Caspi with the roll in is a bit of a tricky one. Did get caught up on the corner there and wasn't able to get any stuns, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Big is rolling through these guys, setting up at mid and doing a real good job of it. Let's see what Joker has to say. He is going to get taken down by S1, and S1 can now engage this safe. Needing will get a one-shot kill, though. Caspi, though, will be looking for an offense as well. Jack could get some damage around here on the left side. Down goes Caspi. Needing pushes up on the right. Joker also will be occupying these lanes. S1 could very much jump in on Joker, but it doesn't look like he's going to go for it just now. He sees a very vulnerable duo over here. There's Lars. Oh no, and S1 stunned. Lars jumps back over to his safety, and this is not looking amazing for Polska Grom. They do have a minute left to work with, but down goes Jack once more. Polska Grom, they just want a little bit of damage on the save, but Big is not going to give it to him. Caspi could get some damage on Lars, though. Oh, the Dyna jump right into the end of Caspi's super is going to secure the kill on Dynamite. Let's see, though, if Big is still able to keep up the defense. They're barely leading here by just 7%. Jack is occupying this left lane as well, Needing, trying to get some damage. Really, attention split between Needing and Lars. If they don't get kills here, then they are going to be forced to defend for the final few seconds, and that is a terrible situation to be in, especially because it's only 7% that needs to be dealt to their save. There's the push in from Caspi. Needing is going to try 65, 64, 63, a tie. Jack will get that last bit of... No, never mind. No damage. S1 is going to be the game changer, but meanwhile, lots of damage being dealt to the back lines there for Big. That is the win for Big in the end. Such a close final game there, and it was an absolute pleasure to spectate. But with that, that is going to be the win for Big. Congratulations to Big on heading on to the winner's match, and unfortunate GG's to Polska Grom. They're going to be heading down into the pit, aka the elimination round, to fight the loser of match number 2. Whoever wins that elimination match goes on to the decider. Whoever wins the decider goes on to the international finals as the second team to qualify from this group. So that is your match. We are going to get a recap of the set, though, and it is going to be a nice spectacle because this was a very entertaining set as well, especially Lars over here, as he was getting great defense versus S1 in the last set. Here we see, actually, Lars going for the damage on the enemy side and beating the buzzer here. Lots of damage was dealt by S1, but it was narrowly outdone by that from Lars. Here you go. The stats from the last game, 19 to 12. still very dominant by Big. A lot of damage done by both sides of the battle, though. I'm surprised. I think this is maybe damage incurred on the safe more than anything. Damage dealt on Brawlers, still the domain of Polska Garam. Not surprising. It's all about capitalizing on those kills, but we did see in game number 1 lots and lots of tanks being played and lots of damage being dealt to them as well. So we'll see how Big progresses along. Here we have the match stats, though overall is even more evidently dominant. Not a single best brawler in common between these two rosters, which I do find quite shocking. Take a look at the kills, though. Twice the kills, and on the damage front still, Polska Garam, more damage, but not more kills. Interesting. So how do you make sense of this? Well, it's all about getting a kill and confirming a kill when you have an enemy on low health, because an enemy is still there. They're still creating control on the battlefield, even if they have just like 60 health or something, because you don't want to get killed. I mean, if two, right? You won't be able to push in. Yeah, so I think this was a great first match of the day. We're going to be getting into match number 2 pretty shortly. Of course, first, we do need to take a little bit of a break to allow our players to get ready and allow you guys to get up, stretch, get some water. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes after a short break.
My name is Ahmed Kadri. My nickname Kadri. Our team name Ibn Soria.
Hello everyone, I'm Carlos Prieto. My nickname is Carlos. I'm the coach of Brawlers Gaming.
Turn.
10, I think.
I think no.
I think yes.
My memory can't get, but it is actually seven, maybe seven.
Maybe 7.
Maybe 2 minutes or 1 minute and a half, or maybe 3 minutes. I don't know actually. Okay, 2.5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Club members.
Right now, 30 members.
I'm not sure, but 53.
Right now, 52 brawlers. $3,100. Not sure, but 1,500 maybe.
Brawlers! This showdown will make history! Best teams from Russia, Ukraine, Poland, France and Turkey. Winners of the Open qualifiers and top 8 invited teams will meet in a final battle for the champion title and a bounty of $10,000. Join the stream on December the 7th. Don't miss out on the epic international group stage of GameStars Brawl Stars Season 2.
Welcome back, everyone, to GameStars. It's great to be back for match number 2 of the day. We just got through match number 1, and it was a 6-0 sweep by Big. Would love to see them do really well in the winners finals, though we'll have to find a worthy opponent for them, maybe someone that could take them down too. It is going to be the winner of match number 2 that advances on to the winners match. Here we go from Group G. Escobar Knockers versus Palm Angels will be heating up in just a moment here. Gonna be super exciting to see these guys go head to head. Our team from the Netherlands and our team from Russia going head to head. Of course, once more, the winner of this match will go on to play Big in the final match of the day, and the loser will have to fight Polska Garam in the Gulag in the pit. In the bottom left match, that is going to be an elimination match. The loser of that one does get evicted from the GameStars tournament. So there you have it, folks. That is the gravity of our match that's coming up soon. And thankfully, off of that last game, we have decided half of our remaining matches of the day, who those are going to be played against. Our third match is going to be Polska Garam versus the loser of this match, and Big will be playing in the final match of the day versus whoever wins this match. They're going to be competing for the prize of going ahead and going to the international finals, qualifying for at least $400 in prizing. That's literally the least amount that you could win in the international finals, is $400, and I think that's amazing. Let's see who is going to be well on their way to getting their share of that prize. Backyard Bowl will be starting us off. Interesting way to start us off. We'll get into Ring of Fire afterwards, and then Layer Cake, and if the trend continues, no bot drop or pit stop, but we could stop off on bot drop or pit stop. We'll just have to see how the first few sets go. But Backyard Bolt will be starting us off, and this is going to be a test of long range as well as just general brawl ball mechanics as well. I think we could see, I think Piper here has a very strong pick. Bell is also available. We do have the bans rolling through as well. There's a Rico ban, and there is the Lola ban. Nothing too surprising here. These are two of the best brawlers available in the game at the moment. So them just not being played, okay, cool. It is going to make tanks a little bit more viable as well now that Rico's out of the mix. Lola just generally is a very strong brawler, and really the only way to deal with her is to outrange her, and well, no tanks are capable of that. So now we'll get our second set of bans rolling through, and then we'll be completely finalized for the ban phase for this upcoming match. Here we have the Spike ban and the Meg ban. This is kind of strange to see a Spike ban. We saw the Rico ban and we saw the Spike ban, and Palm Angels evidently are going for very specific things. They don't have any adversity to running those really strong brawlers, the ones that you might even consider OP. Meanwhile, Escobar Knockers are going to be getting rid of not only Lola but also Meg, basically the two go-to bans at the moment. I think this marks a very clear difference in confidence level heading into this match. Palm Angels are definitely feeling a lot more confident going into this one, given that they are going for very particular bans, and Escobar Knockers are just going for the really, really strong guys, nothing super game-changing. Here's another thing to consider. Mortis is still available. It's going to complicate the whole semantics of playing long-range brawlers, which is going to be super important to start us off in Brawl Ball. And here's another thing is, I will confess, I'm not super familiar with these guys. If you guys are, make sure you pipe up in chat and root on your favorite teams. But I'm not super familiar with these guys, right? I cannot make a fair assessment as to who is probably going to end up taking this match. I can definitely tell you who is more confident going into this one, but I can't tell you who is going to be most likely taking the win in set number 1. But what I will tell you with a high degree of certainty is whoever wins set number 1 will be taking it all here. And that is my very, very strong opinion. And I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on that as well. I think that set number 1 is a super, super important, super important way to start things off. Why am I not reading chat like Teddy? I am. That's the thing. Yeah. Teddy treats it a little bit more like his stream. I treat it more like a tournament where I get feedback from the people, but also the delay is quite high. So it is a little bit difficult to engage with chat. There are not a whole lot of messages in chat anyway. It's mostly Nightbot chilling here. Yeah. We are just waiting on our teams though, and we're going to be chilling out in the meantime. Hello everyone in chat. Hello everyone watching. It's great to have you. I want to hear who has more fans. Is it Escobar Knockers or Palm Angels that has more fans? Make some noise, and we'll see who exactly is the most popular. Even just one fan would be pretty cool to see in chat. Yeah. For now, though, we are just waiting on these guys to get ready. We do have the bans. We have the maps out as well. So it's just a matter of getting in the game. No one's talking in chat. This is unfortunate. I might have to call in the Twitter reinforcements. I might have to say, hey guys, GameStars is lonely. I'm gonna do it. I very much will. As we are waiting on the match to get started, I will say, hey, I'm gonna say GameStars is lonely. Anyone wanna come by? And there we go. And now we hope that someone comes. In the meantime, we are just chilling. I've sent out the message to the Twitter reinforcements. Hopefully people arrive. Hopefully people see my cry for help to come by. Maybe we'll have to notify the Discord reinforcements too. You know what? I very much will. I will absolutely notify the Discord reinforcements as well. Okay. Any Twitter reinforcements joining? Question mark. Let's get some people from my server. Hello, viewers. GameStars is lonely. There we go. We got Zavyata. Not heard of these fans? Don't worry, they'll be coming in. We just need some people to see my cry for assistance. Okay. Now we help. And we hope. Let's get it. Game number 1 is going to be getting started. Escobar will be going with the Leon, Bell, and Piper here, but we see the total counter from Palm Angels, and this is not looking good for Palm Angels, actually. I'm surprised that Palm Angels didn't get a total wipe off the beginning of this. Let's see what Escobar has to say, though. Unfortunate miss super there for Buzz. Charlotta is going to be hoping for another super here pretty soon. Meanwhile, Goga's taking a lot of damage from both Carol and Lawrence. Let's see what Lawrence is able to do with that super. There's a wall break by Carol, and Goga is out of luck. It's all about getting the damage on the back right corner. No contact, actually, with the super from Lawrence, which is not going to be great. Goga is still trying to move around the right side. Gogi is what we love to see. Razor also going for a play here. Carol does get to jump away, and there's a wall break as well. Not sure if that's going to work better for either team. It could work better for Escobar. Palm Angels, though, they are holding on to mostly that set of boxes on the left side. There is the attraction by Goga. Let's see if Razor is able to make a play here. He has so much health to work with. Sacred still is not going to be able to get around there, and a great combo there with the hammer down. Razor will be getting this goal. Escobar, once again, does need to get a goal here, even just to tie things up, but it is going to be very difficult. If Lawrence is able to get in closer range, yep, there we go, lots and lots of damage on Goga. Meanwhile, Razor's doing his best to dodge things out, is barely going to be able to survive as well, and a little bit of damage onto everyone there. Scared could get it. No, Razor and Charlotte to pour in. Big kill by Razor, and Carol is not able to do anything here except for go for some wall break, which he will. He'll get a good amount of wall break, but Escobar had such an amazing play, and now they're not going to be able to capitalize on it. It's so unfortunate. Let's see what they're able to do now, though. Palm Angels are just lurking in these bushes and using their speed to their advantage. There's the gadget on the Scared, and he goes down. Carol wants his kill on a Goga, and there's going to be, once more, Carol is the last one alive. Let's see if he's able to do something versus, no way, he's not going to be able to do it. He was not able to put that one in the goal. Razor had a good defense. That is going to be the game going to Palm Angels. And do we have anyone in chat? Yes, it does. Hello, Amanda. How are you? This is finals week in lots of the US. Believe me, I've been through it already. I already got through all my final exams, and I'm so happy to be through with it. Yes, hello, Amanda. It was so lonely here in GameStars, and still no one really wants to join. It does kind of stink. Let's see. Oh, well, someone liked my tweet. The reinforcements are not coming in like I was hoping they would. Maybe I need to say something in general. Hello, Chat Reviver. Come revive GameStars, please. Yeah. Though we do have more people watching, a whopping 3 more. Clean teamwork, I completely agree. I think it was spectacular teamwork from Escobar Knockers. Yeah. I expected Palm Angels to play pretty well, and they did have, or rather, I think good teamwork from Palm Angels. Escobar Knockers, they had good mechanics, but they did fall a little bit short there at the end. I saw it repeatedly, actually. Piper just popping off and doing an amazing job, being the last one alive and stuff. Hey, what's up, Finny? How are you? Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. I think hopefully we have some more people stopping in to spectate GameStars today. Yeah, because there's literally no one in here. Yeah. Well, anyway, that was game number 1. Game number 2 should be getting started, well, right now. Let's see what the comps are going to be. Escobar are going to be going for the tank comp this time, and Palm Angels are going to be picking up almost the same comp, actually, as Escobar did in game number 1. Escobar is going to be executing it pretty well, though. Palm Angels, though, will leave this wide open for Lawrence, and there's no hope of them defending this. Lawrence did take quite a bit of damage there off the in that pitch, though. Let's see what Escobar is able to do, if they're able to get a lightning offense here and end this one off quickly. Or Fallen Angels is going to be able to do something over here. They don't have any wall break, which is, in my opinion, a big mistake on Backyard Bowl, especially when you're using such short-range brawlers. You're not going to be really viable in overtime, and you're not going to be able to get any of that crucial wall break either. The only wall breaker here is Frank, and Escobar gets to control where all the walls are broken, and that is a big stick to hold. Let's see, Charlotte trying to get something over here, and Lawrence is able to get that additional damage with having less health, and that's going to let him take out Lawrence when he usually wouldn't be able to, wouldn't usually have that much damage. Carol, once more, going for a big play, is going to get the double bats, but it's just not enough. Escobar now just have to play defense, though, and it's exactly what they're going to do. And it is exactly what Palm Angels did in game number 1. Carol's got to pick up an easy kill. Now a minute left, and all Escobar have to do is defend. It's not the most entertaining to watch, but it is called playing to win rather than playing to give yourself or give your enemy something fun to play against, right? Razor is going to look for the anti around here. Does have to get it on as many people as he can. He did get it onto Carol, which is going to hurt him quite a bit. Lawrence does have the super, and Goga will be stunned. Charlotte also is able to get away with this Invisi-heal, though he's not really looking to get away. Scared knows he's over here, though. I mean, that is a big mistake, walking into the radius of Buzz while you're invisible, because he's going to know you're there. And there's a stun by Scared, and Charlotte is dead. It's unfortunate. Great defense there by Carol as well. Goga once more, though, doing a great job on the left side. There's just not enough time to make this offense, so to get in this last goal. And Escobar, they've been playing defense for about a minute and a half, and it has worked out amazingly for them. It is exactly what they need to do. But here's the deal. I mean, even then, they had a bit of a tough defense at times. There were times when they almost got scored on when they're exclusively playing defense. So what could this possibly mean for game number 3? We are 1-1 in set number 1. And game number 3 could hold some upsets, I believe. I think, I don't know. I don't think Escobar was lucky that they got that first goal. But I think it was, you know, it was quite risky. Maybe it was lucky that they got that first goal, and then they just defended the rest of the time. You have to get a goal before you can defend. That's the deal. And that is a real challenge, it seems, for both of these teams. Checking out chat, though. Lots of free agents teams? Yes, lots of free agents teams. Poor GameStars, unfortunately. The Navi comp, yes, dude. Navi always running the tanks, Finny. What's up, late Desnatado? How are you, man? Yeah, mostly free agents today. So it is just a chill vibe. Yeah. Hi, Amanda. Some hearts for Amanda. Yeah, we love the Navi comp, though. We love the tank stuff. It is, it's really cool. Yeah. So how have y'all's days been? Because I think there's not a whole lot that we can expect for these upcoming games. I think the expectations are out the window at this point. It's all about what happens in game, and oh my gosh, yep, my expectations have once again been subverted. There is the 8-bit, which is not going to be good, especially versus Razor here on the Crow. He's going to be able to consistently slow down Carol. Carol is going to get countered out so hard by Bell. Let's see how he handles it, though. It's the double turret from Escobar. Carol is going to be able to sneak up around the left side. He doesn't want to trip this bear trap, but he actually will. And there's once more the slow. Razor is really feeling it. A great offense there by Escobar, and it looks like it could turn into a goal too. Scared is a little bit scared, though. If you couldn't tell by the name tag, it is going to mean that he's playing defense around this left side of the goal. And there is the super by Charlotte to keep himself alive. Lawrence is going to take quite a bit of damage, but not go down. He does still have that damage amp on him, though, which is not going to be great for defending. There's a kill on Carol, and this is a huge game changer. There's a super forward by Razor. Not exactly perfectly executed, but definitely a good effort. It is also going to cost Palm Angels their control of mid, it looks like, as Escobar is just going to push right back up to where they were before. Unfortunate. The other thing is that Razor does outrange Scared, or does compete at the same range as Scared, so if you were able to stay next to Scared and lane Scared the entire time, then it would be a fair lane matchup. For the rest, though, Leon does have kind of a rough match here. Let's see, though, on the back right corner, there's the double turret. On the left side, Scared is going to fall to that poison from Razor. Now it's a 2v2. Charlocta could be going for something on the right side, is going to be the solo defender. Once again, close range versus Lawrence. There's the kill, and the super as well from Charlocta to keep himself alive and healthy. Now he has to rotate over to the left. Will he be able to get Scared? Does not look like it, but a lot of damage was dealt, and the super was expended by Scared as well. That's a useful ability to bait out. Let's see if Palm Angels are able to do anything on the offense, because still no goals here. This is Backyard Bowl. This is the classic Backyard Bowl experience. We love going to overtime with no goals scored, no walls broken, no progress made. 3, 2, 1, and all the walls are broken down. It is anyone's game. Carol has his super. He doesn't want to get slowed. He could pass up here. There's the self-pass with the cheat cartridge. It might do something. Slow roll in. Charlotte is able to defend it. Scared can get this one in, though. And that is going to be Escobar Knockers taking the win for game number 3. And set number 1 will be going to them as a consequence. Congratulations and great job there to Escobar. That is only step number 1 of 3 of a perfect journey, though. We will pretty soon here get a look at the recap from the last set. In the meantime, though, I do want to read what you guys are saying in chat. We need more big teams to join GameStars. Actually, we have seen a lot of big teams. It's just not today for some reason. Yeah, it is the international group stage. There are 32 teams in this stage, and it will be narrowed down to 16 next time. First of all, though, let's get into these highlights, because there's going to be a lot to unpack. We saw a great start by Palm Angels. They got a first goal and played defense for the rest of the time. Then Escobar Knockers completely turned it around on them. Here's a super by Lawrence to break open the boxes and get a goal off of it. It was very nearly a defense there by Palm Angels, and then they played defense for the rest of the game. They completely gave them the Uno reverse card. But game number 3, totally different. This was not only mostly a tie, but it was a win for Escobar. So it just goes to show that, yeah, winning the first game is important, but it's not everything. And you can see that from the stats as well. 32-23, the old reverse, the switcheroo. When we talked about reverse cuts, and now it looks like we reversed the numbers as well. As far as damage, though, very even. And you can tell right off of this that Escobar Knockers gets more out of their damage. They get more value out of the damage they are dealing. And that's what it's all about, right? The other thing to consider is that, yeah, both teams ran tank comps for a single set, so they both fed each other a bunch of damage in roughly equal amounts, so the damage really is that even, and the kills are really that far apart. So that is going to be set number 1 coming to a close. Set number 2 is on the way. Ring of Fire will be our next set, and Hot Zone will be our next game mode. I like this one. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun to spectate. I think we can see 8-Bit do well here, but I think we're more likely than anything to see some Bell plays as well. So there's the Bell that we are waiting for, or not the Bell that we are waiting for. No Bell at all. It is going to be Lou here. Let's see Charlocta on the Pam making some moves here. Also, by the way, welcome Flower, welcome Joshua. Welcome once more, Finny Boy and Zav. It's great to see y'all. We'll touch on those comments later. For now, into the match. Very even so far. Scared does have this super. He's going to slide forward a little bit, but it's no sweat. He's going to get stunned so much is the other thing, and does eventually go down. Lawrence spamming that super. Won't be able to really make moves here. Escobar are doing a good job of getting some capture here, but they absolutely have no control over the situation. Goga is going to fall to Scared. He could have backed away a little bit sooner, but he would have just gone right into Carol. Let's see what Carol's able to do versus Razor. There's the double bats and even more value on Charlocta. Double bats once again. It's not going to keep him alive, and it's not going to keep Palm Angels in the lead. Scared does have his super, but he's not going to use it quite yet. He's just going to slide around, and you can see that Escobar really are just feeding these guys damage. There were 2 loose supers down at a point. And there's a super by Scared. Unfortunate timing as Razor was able to pull him out of that. And that looks like it could be a done deal. Carol is going to get to pop off, though. Charlocta is very low. Scared not going to be able to get that, though. And Charlocta getting that last bit of capture, that last 1% with 42 health over his head. Once more, we are going to see Palm Angels take the first game of the set, and this is kind of interesting. I wonder if this is going to be a trend that we see Palm Angels take it first, and then Escobar, they reel it back. Now, Hot Zone is one that can go either way, so I think this is going to be great for Palm Angels to start their comeback here. They need to tie this up 1-1. And in chat, although watching golf is more entertaining than watching Backyard Bowl. I call it Backyard Dull, actually, because it is such a slow map. And, I mean, fortunately, the meta has shifted in a way that that wall break is a little bit more common on Backyard Bowl. But now, I mean, you saw in game number 3, no wall breakers, which means that that game is going to go forever on Backyard Bowl. That's just how it goes. It's a good map for skill, but not entertainment. Absolutely. What happened to my chin? I got scratched. Yeah. How many more matches after this? After this one, there are 2 more matches. We will be halfway through the day after match number 2. Escobar are going to be trying the Sandy here. They are going to get very outranged. It's the unfortunate thing. Scared will be able to push up at mid here thanks to Lauren's bushes. We'll see if Lawrence plants another, and there it is. The only wall break that Palm Angels has is, of course, Razor's Super, which is not going to be used for wall break. A great pinch there on the left side between Scared and Carol. Let's see if Lawrence is able to do anything. Not quite. Carol, meanwhile, while everyone's distracted by the threat of Lawrence, will be picking up some crucial shots. Scared also getting some damage. Razor barely stays alive, though. Carol needs to get this high-powered B on a good target. There it is on the turret. 1-2 shots, and it is down. Carol over here on the right side will be trying to get some damage versus Charlotta. Charlotta is able to set up camp here and get some damage as well. There's a Scrap Sucker. The Scared is out of ammo, but it doesn't really matter as he just needs to get in the right position. There's some wall break as well. I did not know that Tara's Super broke open so many walls, but I guess you have to learn these things at some point. Scared is going to look for some control around the left side, and there is the speed, and that is what makes Sandy so dangerous, is being able to move that fast. Almost a 3-tap there from Scared. Escobar is going to have the room to make a comeback here. Scared does have quite a lot of health on the left side, too. He's such a huge threat, and there is the Super he worked so hard for. Escobar now will be getting the lead here. Racer can push up around the left side, which is going to be really, really big for him. And there is his last gadget as well. Carol looks for the shot. Scared has to go for the pinch here. Carol has the kill shot, but Razor will be dodging it out. And no stun on the Scared. Goga's able to get the kill nonetheless. And Escobar is still in the lead here. Carol doesn't want to sacrifice any of his health or anything, so he's going to wait. There's a slow onto Charlotta. Almost a death sentence. Great block there with the turret from Charlotta. Now Goga will be getting this one, and Lawrence will have a tough time pushing in. Once again, Palm Angels able to get that capture on the point. Escobar will be taking the lead, and it might be impossible to bring it back from here. That's Escobar once more getting game number 2, tying up set number 2 as well. I did not anticipate at all this being such a close match, but I'm here for it. We'll see, though, if Escobar Knockers is able to take game number 3. If they do, then they have a huge, huge lead. Otherwise, it's even between them and Palm Angels. It'll be 1-1, and we'll be heading into set number 3 after that. Yes. Hello, everyone in chat. Great to see everyone. Yes, 2 matches after this is correct. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the stream as well. It is a pleasure to have y'all here, to see y'all here. With that, though, we are just waiting on game number 3 to get started momentarily. We saw some interesting developments. So I think that in game number 1, it was not a good comp chosen by Escobar Knockers. In game number 2, I don't think it was a good comp either, but they managed to take the win with it. And it was way better than game number 1, to say the least. Now, game number 3 is on the way. What on earth could they possibly choose? I didn't think the Sandy would work as well as it did, but, I mean, it worked pretty well. So now, what on earth could we be waiting for? Big, big questions being asked here. Yeah, sheesh. Lots and lots of matches for the day. 4 matches every single day, all day, every day. So, with that, We are just waiting. Let's get it. Game number 3. What do we have? Escobar Knockers will be bringing the Bee, the Rosa, and the Sandy. From the side of Palm Angels, looking once more at the Lou, Tara, and Pam. Let's see what they're able to do with it. We do see the super out from Kale to start us off, but no targets contacted with that super, but that's not what it's about. It's about providing room for yourself. Charlotta is going to be able to get some good value over here, though. Lawrence is not going for him at all. It's all about Carol. Carol does have to throw down the honey pot to keep himself alive. There's a kill by Carol. And Lawrence will be trying to get around this left side. Let's see if Scared is able to do it. It is going to be a kill there by Scared on Razor. Goga takes a ton of damage as well. Killer Bee flying through the air. Is he going to be able to do anything? Doesn't look like he can get the kill. Charlotta also is taking quite a damage as he rolls through here. There's the combo of the turret and the super from Goga. Goga is going to pick up the lead as well for Palm Angels. This is a tough push in for Escobar. And unfortunate use of the super there from Razor. He's not going to get any targets. He's going to get the wall break, but that's not really what it's for. Escobar will use this opportunity to take the lead in percentage. There is once more the super from Goga. And everyone's all crowded together. Carol could make something of this. There's one kill by Carol. Charlotta's looking pretty vulnerable. Could be another. Carol has a super. Charlotta's slowed down. He's barely on this point. And there's a kill by Lawrence. Goga's looking quite vulnerable too. Carol has the kill shot. He's not going to use it quite yet though. Razor also moving into the point. Palm Angels barely has the lead here. Carol needs to be able to get some kills, but he is kind of trapped over on the right side. There's a super in. Everyone's forced to back off. And the subsequent super from Lou as well. This is actually very interesting gameplay from Palm Angels. They're running brawlers that have supers that create a lot of space around them. And it's working very well. Crossing that 90% mark now. There's just no chance. Lawrence with the facepalm, and that is going to be set number 2 going to Palm Angels. We'll be all tied up 1-1 here as we head into set number 3. Great last set. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. It was a pleasure to spectate. Now all we can do is wait for set number 3. And we're going to be guaranteed to be going to at least a set number 4. Let's get some highlights from the last set as well. We're going to be getting those in just a moment here, and we can break it down what exactly happened last set, because a lot did, and a lot was really difficult to digest as it was happening. Here in game number 1, Escobar did get a decent amount of capture, but the very aggro tank comp just was not it versus Palm Angels. Come game number 2, though, and we saw some great developments from the side of Escobar, as they took, admittedly a close game, but a game nonetheless. And we thought this was the Escobar reverse sweep. Not exactly the case, though. Game number 3, Palm Angels bring it back. Lawrence, you see once again the face palm there. He was not happy. I think Carol did a great job. It just seemed like the other guys were having quite a few struggles playing up mid. And you can see also by the stats, this is looking a lot better from Escobar Knockers. Lots and lots of kills were done there by Carol, I believe. And I want to see a little bit more Carol in our upcoming matches. 37 of 27 kills. It speaks for itself, y'all. More kills, not as much capture, and not as much damage, actually. But does damage really matter when you're getting the kills? Well, Palm Angels have to say something else. They have some proof of otherwise, as they do have more capture. And that's what's really important here. I think it's funny that they only actually missed 11% possible captured within this set, which is always amusing. That is going to be set number 3 coming to a close, or rather set number 2 coming to a close. Set number 3 will be Layer Cake, and I think this is where Escobar Knockers could make it happen with the tank comp. They could be successful with it. We'll have to see what exactly happens, though, as honestly our expectations have been subverted all day long, and it does not seem to be stopping anytime soon. So with that, we know what to expect for set number 3. It's going to be Layer Cake. We can see some long-range brawlers. Typically we do see a little bit of tick here. That would be a pretty common brawler to expect. So with that, we are just waiting on our players to get ready. Blue team could have won that. I think Escobar absolutely could have won it. I'm a little surprised that they didn't, but we are here for anything and everything. tilting my camera down a little bit so you guys can see me better. I'm at a different setup today, actually. If you didn't notice, this is a much different setup than I'm usually at. I'm actually visiting home with my family. So yeah, even casters have lives. Can you believe it? Let's get into it. Game number 1 of set number 3. Escobar will be running the tanks. And so will Palm Angels. It's all about planting these bushes everywhere. I thought we took Snake Prairie out of competitive. We started off with Backyard Bowl, which was quite boring, but I must say, this definitely tops the rest. This is among the more boring matches I have watched in Brawl Stars history. Nothing really happening. No one wants to make a move. No one wants to take a risk. Razor might be the one to go for it. He's probing all the bushes. Carroll's getting himself in position. This is very weird gameplay. I've never seen something like this before. Escobar will be getting taken down, though. Charlotte and Goga are going to be able to get out with the 3 to 5. This is a map. What? This is such a strange strategy. Once more, the big move's being made. Lawrence is going to get to fire back. Goga goes for the kill, but he can't get it. Carroll does have to pop that gadget. He will get taken down, though. Escobar is in the lead, which is what's important. Charlotte barely survives, and down goes Razor as well. Escobar is in the lead. This is the most strange game of layer cake that I have ever watched. I have no clue what's going on here, but I'm here for it. Let's see what Carroll has to say. Did get some chained bats. Lawrence is going to chase down Goga. Goga is out of range, though, and that is going to mean the victory on that fight for Palm Angels, but not overall. Escobar still is in the lead. Some stars will be going the way of Escobar. Just need to see Carroll get away. Will he be able to? Nope. There's the grapple onto him. He only has so many dashes left. He's all the way in the back left corner. He had to go all the way to the enemy side, and there's the Protesto. I would be Protestoing too. That is frustrating, and it was also the win condition too for Escobar Knockers. Great gameplay by them. Very, very well played in my opinion. That is going to get them the win in game number 1. Let's see how things go in game number 2. But for now, I'm still so fixated on what happened just then. That was so wild. It was so funny. I want to see in chat. Yeah, Navi would be proud of this match. I totally agree. Just run tanks everywhere, because why not, right? Run tanks absolutely everywhere. Get your super for free. Doesn't matter who you're playing. Doesn't matter if you're playing Buzz. Buzz gets a super for free. I mean, you just sit around with eyes sharp and get your super for free. Rose is not one of them, but you get the idea. All happening at once. I know, right? This is difficult to unpack. It was like for every second that they were not doing anything and just standing around waiting for someone to make the first move, they packed an extra second of action into their actual action sequences. So now everything's moving at 4 times speed in the 6 seconds that people are actually attacking, and that makes up for roughly half a minute of gameplay. And a better take notes for real. I mean, gosh, Navi did very well at World Finals, and evidently we're still not taking notes on the whole tanks thing. And A's all about, I play long-range brawlers because they're more skilled. I could never bring myself to play short-range brawlers and low-skill comps. Let's see what Palm Angels have to say on game number 2. Already a strong start for Escobar. Another kill, another one bites the dust. Goga has to get around here. There's the stun on the Goga. And Razor is going to get a kill, actually, and get out of there with the kill. Still 10-10, and Escobar has that blue star. Palm Angels will continue to plant these bushes as they make their journey forward. Lauren's also planting up the back lines. There is the very special bush from Palm Angels to connect one side to the other. Escobar has no idea where they are. It's going to come down to the last few seconds of the game to decide how things are going to go. Goga is actually going to lead the charge, which is interesting. Charlotte also has this stun. Let's see how it works. Scared goes down. Lawrence could be next. Carroll wants something. Charlotte is barely out of range. Scared has the grapple, and Carroll is going to hang on to the super. Still, Escobar leading by just the blue star. That is the only difference maker here. Carroll, if he could see the enemy here,
would be going for a massive play. Let's see if it happens. Is it going to happen? Double bats is possible. There it is. Carroll picks up 1 kill. He's going to go for it on... Nope, not going to go for it on Goga. He has to bail early. And yeah, there is there are the pins from Palm Angels as Carroll is now down a super, which is going to be very unfortunate. Here's a massive pinch attempt from Palm Angels. Let's see if it works. Carroll has to dash out. Lawrence is going to play defense. Goga will be going for this. Scared wants something. He has to get a kill somewhere. Is it going to be versus Razor? Is it going to be versus someone else? Scared does have the triple stun, and Carroll's able to get it and pick up the scraps. That is going to be the game-changing play right there. The triple stun by Scared. That is absolutely something to be proud of, and it's going to be the decider for set number 2. Set number 3, mind you. Set number 3. Man, these games have absolutely worn me out. So huge. Escobar is the name of a snake from one of the players. Oh, that's so funny. Actually, really? Escobar is the dude's snake's name? That's great. They're counting on the more changing supers. That plus the buzz, right? And the Rose is just like a delivery mechanism to get the Brawlers up there. Let's get some highlights from the last game. This is very fast paced at some points. Fortunately, I think we can fit every interesting moment from the entire last set into a little highlight reel, because when things did happen, they happened so fast. Here was Carroll getting all the way over to the enemy side, and that was just remarkable. Let's see once more. Carroll, he did have to bail early on that push, but here's the triple stun. Wait for it. There it is. Now, Scared didn't get the kill all by himself. He got counter stunned, but Carroll and Lawrence were able to pick up all the rest, and that's what it's all about, is that kind of teamwork. Here are the stats, too. Very close on kills, which is quite different from what we've seen before. A big difference on the stars, though, and on the damage front. More damage dealt by Palm Angels. And we talked about this. That doesn't necessarily mean that you should be winning. You should be getting more kills with less damage. But honestly, the damage is so similar that this is a very even set. And I think it just came down to Escobar and Knockers getting the kills at the right time. Palm Angels that got a lot of kills in game number 1, and I think that started to even things out just a little bit. Let's see how things go in bot drop, though. This is once more a set that can go either way. It is going to be some Siege. Bot drop, long range Siege map, the longest range Siege map that there is in the competitive map pool. Pit stop could be an interesting one to move into for set number 5, but something tells me that Escobar Knockers will finish it off here. We're looking at Piper, potential of Mortis, also Pam. We could see a little bit. We did see some Pam on Hot Zone, so Pam, in my opinion, could be an entirely viable pick. I wonder what y'all think in chat. Of course, I invite you guys to share your thoughts in chat. It is absolutely stunning what just happened. Yeah. The more chaining supers proved to be very strong. It blew me away too, man. It blew me away too, Finny. I don't think it'll happen in this final set, though. I think this will be the final set. Let's see if Palm Angels have something to say about it. Razor does need to get this lollipop down. He's not going to use it, though. There's the invisibility. Carroll is looking like quite a nice target. Palm Angels, meanwhile, have to get some kills here. Razor will be able to take a bolt, and 2 more bolts tumble to the ground for Palm Angels to collect. They are going to be in the lead, actually, for this final set. Escobar now having to get a defense. Carroll trying their best to get some damage, but it's not exactly easy as a Piper. Piper's all about getting the control at mid, and that's going to be so tough when there is the invisibility totem. Lawrence is going to do his best to take care of it, but even then, Razor is a very elusive target, as you can see, and there is the invisibility once again. One lucky shot there by Carroll, though, could be a big change. Goga will go down as well, and we do see a 1-to-6 difference here on the bolt count, but it's looking quite hopeful for Escobar headed into the final siege. Let's see what Palm's Angels are able to do on the second last push. Carroll will be getting the super. I wonder why exactly he used it. But in any case, lots and lots of damage dealt to this bot. It is not going to hit that safe. Oh, it hits it once. 850 respectable damage from the bot. And that is going to be it for the pushes from Palm Angel. Charlotta, once more, is sitting around in this lollipop. That's what he needs to do to maintain control. 7-4. It is entirely possible for Palm Angels to make this happen. Goga needs to be able to retreat with this bolt. Razor could get it too. No way. And it is going to be actually the last siege going to Palm Angels. That is going to be the win condition for them as well. Very unfortunate circumstance here for Escobar. It did look like they got diffed on the comp actually. The Tara just wasn't doing it, and the Piper struggled so much versus Leon. I think that's going to be one to consider for the upcoming set. I think also Bell is such a strong pick. Bell, Leon, you gotta go for it. If you can't beat him, join him. And I think that is exactly what Escobar is going to do. They need to just get that comp nailed down, and I think the comp that they want to use is the one that was used by Palm Angels. If they get this next win, they're heading to match point. Otherwise, we're going to set number 5, and it's going to be a long, long match, but a very even one at that. And that I can appreciate for sure. What about y'all are saying in chat? Escobar, you got winning? I think so too. I think Escobar wins. It's just a matter of when are they going to win. Are they going to win now, or are they going to win in set number 5? It is heist for set number 5, so once more, it's like kind of, you know, up in the air. We are just waiting on these guys, though. And waiting for game number 2. I think Escobar Noxers could absolutely do it. They just need to get their long-range brawlers nailed down. Yeah. So now we are just waiting on the players to get ready. I think Escobar is the likely winner. I do think that Palm Angels will give them a real tough fight, though. I don't know why, heading into this one, I did expect Palm Angels to be such a strong competitor, but they have proven to be. Escobar have shown them up quite a bit, though, in my opinion. I just think that they need to get the comps down. I think the mechanics they have excelled on, especially in set number 2, we saw the triple stun. It was perfect timing. And maybe a bit of a mistake there by Palm Angels to stick together so close when there is a stun on the line. Though, I think as far as compositions, it's got to go to Palm Angels. Let's see what we have here for game number 2. Lawrence will be running the Stew, Carol on the Bell, and Scared on the Leon. This is the even matchup that we needed to see. Here's the thing, though. Palm Angels are bringing a Piper to this fight, which is going to provide an advantage in the long-range battle. We'll see if Lawrence is able to do something with the Stew. It is going to be a level 2 siege bot from the side of Palm Angels. Escobar have to defend. Carol has a super, though, so it's going to be very easy defense and a very quick retake as well. A little bit of damage dealt by the bot there, but you never get a perfect defense. Speed Zone is also going to help these guys roll out more consistently. Goga, really trying to get damage here. Lawrence is occupying the left side. Razor is able to pick up a bolt here, though, and that is nice. Let's see what Palm Angels have to do, though. Around the right side. Razor will be going for some kills. That lollipop needs to come out pretty soon, though. Scared will be taking quite a bit of damage from Razor, and that is already going to be a big loss there for Escobar. He will respawn just in time to get some damage, but not to defend against any damage from the bot. Palm Angels now trying to keep this hold on mid. They're only down 1 bolt. Goga also holding up a couple bolts here that will be deposited. It does look like it'll be a final siege for Palm Angels. It could go to Escobar, though. Lawrence needs to deposit these. Great tank there with the use of the gadget, but he did not wait long enough to deposit that last one, and that is going to mean a final bot for Palm Angels. Unfortunate. I believe if Lawrence had played a little bit less aggressively, he absolutely could have gotten that last bolt in and won the game right then and there. Didn't happen though. Race is going to get a little bit of damage on the Ike, and that is going to be the game right there. Palm Angels will be taking us all the way to set number 5, and it is going to be a marathon match. That is set number 4 coming to a close. Palm Angels are your winners. Now it all comes down to Heist in set number 5. Not much time left in this match. We'll get some highlights of set number 4 to break it down, but I don't think that much analysis needs to be done. Palm Angels, they clearly just specialize in Siege. They played the right comp, and they play the same comp better than Escobar Knockers, and I think that says a lot, especially when Escobar Knockers took some very important games off of them. So let's see our recap and see if we can break it down. We started off with the Tara pick from Scared, and that did not really work very well. Bot drop, it's not about those side lanes. Most players are going to stay away from them a lot just by default because the fight is at mid. That's where all the bolts are spawning. There's no reason to play Tara. Obviously, Escobar learned from this, and they did switch off Scared onto the Leon, and they picked up the Stu as well, which was interesting, but it just did not compete at the long range that that Palm Angels were bringing with the Piper. Take a look at the kills, though, and Palm Angels absolutely excelled in this match. More damage, no damage taken on their Ike. Beautiful stuff from them. Yeah, Barley? I would think so. Stu is simply struggling. I totally agree. And I think maybe we could see Stu in this final set just to deal with some of the throwers, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I think it was played pretty well, but it was a struggle fighting against those longer range brawlers. So now we'll see how set number 5 goes. We are waiting on these guys to move into pit stop, which will be our last map of this match, of match number 2 for the day. This map is honestly one of my favorites. I love to see some Nita here. I think it's not very probable that we see Nita, but I'm here for it. Rico did get banned out, which is going to be a big thing to think about for pit stop, but I think really the most likely possibility is that we see some tanks rolling up in here, and we see some Bull, we see some Daryl, and maybe some BB, some Edgar, if you want to call him a tank. I don't believe that Edgar is a tank, but that's just my prediction. I would love to hear what y'all think in the chat as to what is going to be going down in this final match of this match, the final set of this match. So now what we can do is wait for our players to get in the game and get ready, and we'll be moving in any moment. Like I said, I do think that Bull will be played here. I think that Daryl will be played here as well. I think Barley is entirely possible, but here's the deal. If you play these vulnerable brawlers, then you open yourself up to tanks getting all up in your face and all up in your business. So if there's any kind of tank counter, then that could be played with Barley. We even saw actually a Dynamite played and a victory with Dynamite earlier on. And that, I think, was pretty specifically to deal with the possibility of a Barley because Barley was not banned in that matchup. But we saw no Barley, and we just saw Dynamite jumping on Edgar as Dyna jumping around. I found it hilarious, but I can totally see why you do that. You can jump over your own walls. There are lots of walls that can be useful for you to work with in this map, and being able to navigate them is super instrumental. So now all we have to do is wait for Nightbot spams quite a bit. Navi comps, I think so. I think Navi comps are a strong possibility coming up. Of course, yeah, pretty much. Is it really a Navi comp though? I mean, I've always seen Bull as like a strong brawler here, especially now that he charges up his super by taking damage. Let's see, it is going to be the Bull from both sides. It is going to be the B1000, I think is what that skin is called. Very funny skin. Let's see what they make of it. Razor will be getting quite a bit of damage on Scared, but not nearly enough to take him down. Could see the roll in any second now from Scared. There's the Barley as well, and that is going to complicate things. It's going to basically mean that, yeah, Goga's going to be repeatedly bullied here. Razor is trying to get some good damage, but he's not being allowed through. You shall not pass, say Scared and Carol. Goga will try to open up some space, though. Meanwhile, on the right, Charlotta with the Super and the Stomper immediately after. It's not going to secure a kill on Lawrence, and here comes the damage pouring in on Palm Angel's safe. Razor will go down as all three members of Escobar wailing on the safe. 43% has been dealt. And Carol will get a little bit of damage on Charlotta, but Charlotta keeps on going forward. Could we see the kill by Carol? Yes, indeed. Charlotta bit off a little bit more than he could chew on that offense. Now we see Lawrence going for a little bit more damage. 34% remains on that safe. Now Scared with the roll in. There's a slow from Goga, but a double kill by Scared is going to be huge. Scared also gets so much damage, and 24-36, that is all that is left. Lawrence just needs a super here. He's going to go to the side for some reason. Maybe he just wants to make room for Carol around the left, and it is going to happen, actually. Charlotta is able to get a super off of it, but no one's really concerned. Escobar take the win, and that is going to be the match point at last going to Escobar. They've had the match point in the cards since set number 4, and now with set number 5, they totally can have this, if you ask me. However, Palm Angels could fire back with a more tanky comp of their own. I don't think Edgar was really it. I don't think Barley was really it either. So 2 tank comps going head to head could totally do it. But the thing is that Palm Angels played a control-based comp, and Escobar did not at all. So yeah, Escobar played entirely tanks, entirely offense and tanks, and Palm Angels did just the opposite. I think that a tank comp would really work these guys wonders, and it could bring us to a double match point, our first double match point in GameStars this season, which would be obviously something new. It would be a nice sight to see just for at least once, as we are getting to the end of this international group stage pretty soon here. Let us see, though. Edgar early death was not the play. I agree. I totally agree. So now we're just waiting on our players to get ready. I'm going to pull up all the groups, though, so that I can inform you of what exactly is going on. Let's see. There we go. There are all of our regions. And here are all of our groups as well. It does look like we are nearing the end. Group H is going to be the last one. Of course, that means that tomorrow is going to be our last day of the international group stage. Reply Totem, Habibi, Frutas, 3T Gaming. Those guys are all going to be competing tomorrow, and the day after that is going to be when all the decider matches are played. Edgar Shield probably could have changed it just a little bit first game. I think so too, but I mean, I wouldn't want to run Edgar Shield in competitive, you know? Just because it's never great to be without your super on that brawler, you know? Let's see how this game goes. Game number 2 and the match point. We do need to see the win here from Escobar. They are going to have a tough defense to start things off. Goga will be going for the damage. Razor and Goga left relatively uncontested. Scared and Carol are both going to have to go for them. Goga does get that friend zone redoubt. Scared unfazed, though. There's a kill on a Goga. Razor just goes to town on the safe. Carol needs that last bit of damage. He's going to use his super to do it, actually. 36 to 85. Charlotta with the rush in. Let's see what happens. He does get taken down. 1:45 left on the clock, but it's definitely going to end before that. This game is so fast-paced. There is also the pushback from Goga. On the right side, though, Scared gets taken down by Charlotta. Charlotta once again pushing in. Scared with the kill. Palm Angels are getting a good defense here. Mostly Goga on the M's. Carol really wants to do something about it, but he just can't. Scared has to make a play over here, especially on a Goga. He's not going to go around the left side, though. Both Darryls roll at exactly the same time. Razor rolling towards the safe. That could be the game changer right there. Lots of damage rolling in. Razor still going to town on the safe. Now below the 10,000 health mark. Goga gets some damage there. Could be the last shot by Charlotta, and that is it. Game number 2 goes to Palm Angels. And that is going to send us to our first double match point in GameStars. Always seeing first here in GameStars. And yeah, now it is going to be the first double match point. I'm here for it, though, and I hope you guys are too. Amazing stuff there by both teams, but Palm Angels absolutely stole the show that last game. And they played the right comp, and that's what it's all about. They got the great first push. I think game number 1 was lost because Palm Angels did not get a good first push. In fact, they got unfortunately a pretty poor first push, and I think that set them back for the entire game. Now, game number 2, totally different story. That was absolutely Palm Angels shining through, and for whatever reason, it does seem like sometimes these teams just need like a little bit of room to warm up. We have seen every single set, or not every single set, but a lot of sets go to game number 3. To the team that lost game number 1. I don't know why that is. We have not seen it go any other way, is the thing. It has always been win a game, and then the enemy team wins 2, and then they maybe like win a couple in a row at the beginning of the next set, and then it completely flips. And that is what we've been seeing all this match, and I think it's something that we can anticipate to see even more later on in our very close matches later in the day. Big is going to be competing against whoever wins this one game of pit stop. This one heist match is all going to determine who plays big. Let's see it. Getting into game number 3, our double match point. Escobar will be bringing the entire mirror match, and so will Palm Angels. We'll see who is more mechanically skilled. Once more, both teams are being very cautious about this. We saw it in Bounty. There's a roll-in from Razor. Carol is going to stay alive. Scared tries to slow down Goga. Great plays there from Scared. Razor will be looking for the roll forward. Big roll there by Scared, and Razor does get taken out. Escobar can now push up, but they're not going to risk it. Lawrence doesn't want to get bumped by Goga here. He might wait for Goga to leave. And there's something. Yep, he's going to get instantly stunned by Razor. And that's good value there for Palm Angels. Charlotta will get bumped around a lot as well. Scared is not going to get any value on that super, though. And that is going to set them back a lot. That is going to be tons and tons of damage from Palm Angels. Lawrence has a possibility to go for Goga here. Goga just keeps on getting damage and getting slows onto Lawrence. Razor keeps on spamming that one pin too, which I find interesting. Let's see how Charlotta reacts on the left side. He does have his super, but he is going to get taken down so low on health. Carol is there to help. Interesting use of the super there by Lawrence to break open all the walls. It seems like he knew that he was going to die if he went for the high safe, but he just didn't go for it, and that's what it's all about. Scared is going to get the slow onto Razor. Charlotta also really trying to make a play over here. Palm Angels is still ahead on damage, but that could not last for long. 4% difference here now. Goga gets stunned once, and he's still alive, but only barely. 4% difference. Razor trying to get up around the left side. Let's see what he's able to do. Big roll in from Razor. Goga and Charlotta are going to trade off Scared. 50, 46% left, 41. Charlotta with a push in. Even more damage, 32%. What can Palm Angels do at this point? Razor rolls forward, thumbs down. That's what it's all about. Palm Angels really brought this one back. Congratulations to Palm Angels. Amazing, amazing win by them. They will go on to face Big, and it is going to send Escobar Knockers down to the elimination round to fight that one out. Great stuff there from both teams. We're going to get a recap of the last set as well, because this one, it went all 3 sets in, or rather all 3 games. And I mean, we saw pretty much everything we expect to see, everything we wanted to see as well. Also, checking what people are saying in chat. Escobar didn't get a counter push, so they won pretty much. It seems like, yeah, Escobar improves after each defeat. I totally agree. But sometimes, you know, you just need to not take any defeats. Sometimes people make mistakes, and every defeat, while it can be a learning experience, also costs you a lot in a competitive match. Double kill there by Carol allowed Escobar to get a great first push in there, and that was basically the win condition for that match. Now, even though Palm Angels tried their best to push in, game number 2, though, total show stealer from Palm Angels. Goga did a great job, and Charlotta was able to get in and finish off that save. Now we move into game number 3, and Escobar tried to push in right at the last second, but Razor was there to answer. And that's what it felt like the entire game, is whenever Escobar dared to push in, Palm Angels had an answer. And that's just preparation. That's all it is preparation. So, great stuff. Practice makes perfect, obviously. That is evidenced by Palm Angels. We're going to get the stats as well from the entire set and the stats from the entire match directly after. Here we have the stats from the set. 33 kills, 21 kills. I mean, it's the same thing that we saw in Hot Zone, which Palm Angels, mind you, also took. Now, how is that, Ready Set? Well, more kills does not mean more damage on the safe, and that's what Palm Angels did. They played the game, they played the objective, and that is why they took the win. And we'll also get the stats from the match overall and break that down as well. I wonder who got more kills from the entire match. I'm sure I will be surprised by however this goes. And here we have the stats from the entire set. More kills by Escobar Knockers. I mean, and wow, really roughly the same amount of damage. This is very close on the damage mark. Over 1 million damage dealt by each team, and only about 10,000 damage of difference. It's like a single frank. So that is very close. As far as brawlers they had in common, though, just Bull on brawlers that they were partial to. Yeah. For the others, though, they played very well. I loved this match. This was an amazingly entertaining one. I can't wait to see these guys in the decider later on, and also in the winners match later on. We'll touch on that bracket, but first, let's get a short break. Y'all need to get up, stretch. Our players do too. Some of them have a tough match ahead of them. Talking about Escobar Knockers are coming up next. So I will see you guys and those guys in just a moment.
Brawlers! This showdown will make history! Best teams from Russia, Ukraine, Poland, France and Turkey. Winners of the Open qualifiers and top 8 invited teams will meet in a final battle for the champion title and a bounty of $10,000. Join the stream on December the 7th. Don't miss out on the epic international group stage of GameStars Brawl Stars Season 2.
Welcome back, everyone, to GameStars. It's so great to see you here once again. I'm still ready, set, and this is still match number 3 coming up very, very soon. Hope you guys are super, super excited. I am personally. We're going to be getting into Polska Karam versus Escobar Knockers. And these are two teams that we saw really, really fight hard in the first couple of matches of the day. And unfortunately, it did result in a GG, a loss for them, but they will have their chance to fight their way out of the elimination round in just a moment here. Let's get a look at the standings. This is the bracket so far. 2 matches in and 2 matches to go. Right dead in the middle of today's match day. In the bottom left corner, you can see the match we're about to go into. That is Polska Karam versus Escobar Knockers. Now, only one team advances on. The other, they get the boot. They are out of GameStars. No prizing, no nothing. They just get the fame and the glory that comes with being on the live stream. But Escobar Knockers, I think they have a very good chance going on. Polska Karam, I think they're a very strong roster. I also think that Big just played really, really well, and I think they're a fantastic roster. They very nearly went to the Brawl Stars World Finals. So now we can only wait for this next match to come up. It's going to be starting in just a couple of minutes here for Polska Karam and Escobar Knockers. Now, in just a few moments here, we are going to get a look at the maps as well and the brawlers that are banned by both teams. 2 blind bans are made available to both teams, and that is going to be a really, really fun one to take a look at. Here we go. Here are the maps. So Bot Drop will be starting us off on set number 1. Set number 2 will be Dry Season. Set number 3 on Pit Stop. Set number 4 and set number 5, should we make it to them, are going to be Minecraft Madness and Split. We saw a very close match with Escobar and Polska Karam. But, of course, you never know. You never, ever know. Polska Karam really got shown up by Big, and what that tells me is if Polska Karam can take down Escobar handily, then we are going to see a sweep by Big in the last match of the day, which I did miss out on at Worlds. We didn't get to see Big go to Worlds, so I'll have to get my fix now. Now we are just waiting for our players to get ready and submit their bans as well. Those should be happening any moment now. But for now, Bot Drop, Dry Season, and Pit Stop. Those will be our first matches of the day, or our first sets of this match. Here are our bans. Meg and Lola are going to be our first bans from both teams. Now we have to wait on a couple more here to see exactly how this match is going to play out. But those are your first couple of brawler bans. I like the Meg, I like the Lola, but they're nothing special, right? These are classic bans. Now what we saw from Escobar is they did go for some more particular bans, rather they did not go for particular bans. That was the opposing team. Escobar went for both Lola and Meg, and it wouldn't shock me if they do it again. I wonder what Polska Karam are going to ban, though. I think their second ban will probably be something more specific, not just a really strong brawler at the moment. And who even cares, man? Who even cares? This is my first time ever seeing both teams ban the exact same 2 brawlers. Ever. Like in my entire time of doing blind bans, which has been pretty much a year now, and casting like dozens and dozens, probably like a few hundred matches, I have not ever seen 2 teams ban the exact same 2 brawlers in blind bans. So there you have it. Only 2 brawlers are banned.
And that really does demystify the process. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Kuzan? It's good to see you, man. I saw you streaming earlier today. I didn't get to pop in, though, because I was getting ready for Gamestars. Had to get ready for call time. Yeah. How'd your duels go, man? Because I didn't get to stop by. But I'm really hoping they went well, man. Yeah, we are just getting ready for these teams, waiting for them to get started, and hanging out, having a fun time. In the meantime, talking with chat as well, seeing what y'all have to say. Science is a real marathon Gamestars watcher, I must say. Science has stuck around for literally every single stream, and I have no idea why. Why do you watch every stream, Science, or do you just lurk here? Is that the deal? In the meantime, we are just waiting on these guys to get in the game. There's going to be bot drop to start us off. Now, talk about modes that go either way, right? We're talking Siege, Heist, Hot Zone. Those modes are where you can really start to build up a comeback and you can regain your momentum even after some really tough losses. Just because, I don't know, I don't think it's that they're not fully understood, it's that there are certain aspects that can really change the pace of the game. Hot Zone, you win like one fight, and then suddenly you're so dominant. Or Hot Zone, you just barely need to put your character on the point. You don't need to like pick up a gem off an enemy or something. You don't need to get a kill from an enemy who's running away from you. You just need to stand on a point for like a single % in order to win the game. Right? The concept of the game mode is simpler, and that's what I think makes it easier. Now, or easier to get a comeback on, right? What makes it go either way. Now, Siege is such a complicated game mode. I don't think anyone like fully, like completely understands it in depth. Like probably the top level pros really understand it in depth down to like where the exact bolts are gonna spawn and stuff. But I mean, all that information is out there, but it's such a complicated game mode that are you really gonna memorize all that? And I think that that's why Siege can go either way too, because sometimes the mechanics, which are consistent, yeah. Same bands, I know, right? Because and it's so wild, it's so weird, man. Let's get our first game rolling out here. Bot drop is going to start us off. Escobar is going to be running the Leon, the Bell, and the Spike. Okay, interesting. Time for the first Siege as well. Polska Karan are going to be running the Leon, the Piper, and the Spike. Only one brawler difference. Of course, that is going to be Bell. It is going to make things a lot easier for Escobar to defend a bot, but it's going to be a lot easier for Polska Karam to get that win at the mid-fight. Caspi pushes up on the right side, has that super ready to go. Lawrence is going to have to check these bushes. I don't think he knows exactly where Caspi is. He's still able to get the kill, though. Carol with amazing reaction time to get that one done. Jack is going to super away, try and get some damage, but Polska Karam are just so far behind. They could bring it back in the final Siege, but they're going to have to get the defense before then. Caspi will not be able to pick up that bolt. He's playing for control around it, but it's not going to happen. Lawrence wants the damage in that he will receive, and here is that big, fat, purple bot pushing in. Caspi can get some damage. It does look like Escobar are going to get a considerable amount of damage as well. They don't want to fully commit, though. They also want to win this last Siege. Had it been impossible for them to win the last Siege, they would have fully committed and probably gotten quite close to taking out the Ike, but there's no reason for them to risk it. Lawrence will go down, though. That is actually a good victory by Caspi on the right side. Is definitely an improvement as well. And there is Jack getting a lot of damage, and all those bolts are going to be going to the side of Escobar. And that is going to tie things up. And yep, there's a 6th bolt, 7th bolt flying in as well. 8th bolt, nope, not going to make it in time. So close to a single bot there by Polska Karan, but it was not destined to happen. Scared will be looking for a kill on Caspi or something. It's all about the psychological warfare. And in this case, it does look like Escobar has succeeded. It's going to be game number 1, going to them, momentum fully on their side. And this is actually such a dominant game that I honestly don't see it going any other way, unless unless Polska Karam has some kind of comp that I've never ever seen before and can completely surprise us and blow us out of the water, I think that we're finished here. And this is already Escobar Knockers set. Now, we do have a pit stop right after this, and that's Heist. That could be a turnaround by Polska Karam, but for now, it is absolutely set number 1 going to Escobar Knockers, and that is my call, and I'll call it now. And I used to be really bad about calling things early, but I think it is time for me to start trying to call things early again. Try the new game mode. Glad to hear it, man. Yeah. Bunker 2 days ago? Or played against Bunker. Yeah. Science had a rough match. Yes. Well, now we are just waiting on our next match. Or rather our next game. It has been a tiring day, I must say. Yeah. Gotta have a sip of my drink as well to keep me awake. This is the only thing that keeps me kicking on the GameStars live stream. For Teddy, at least, it's later in the day for him. For me, though, it is quite early in the day. Well, at this point, not really. But, I mean, you consider the stuff that I do. I'm a student and stuff, right? We all, like, wake up at 12 p.m. So, I'm a university student, I should clarify. We all wake up at, like, 12 p.m. So waking up and being ready for call time at 10 is just something else. Let's get into game number 2. See what our players have in store for us. Polska Karam, once again, using the bell. Hoping that it works to their advantage this time. They are going to pick up the crow as well, which I don't totally agree with. Hopefully it works out for them, though. Caspi is going to get value on the right side, and they're going to get that first bot. They will be able to pick up 3 bolts as well, which is always a good sign. Caspi might be able to pick up the kill, and there it is. Carol dying from poison from Caspi. Now damage on the safe already, and Polska Karam is looking amazing. They just have to stay in safe positions and not back up too much as Escobar tries to push in. And it does look like Escobar's going to set up a push on the left side. There is that lollipop drop. It will go down immediately, and so does Scared with it. Meanwhile, though, Jack has used all of his nest eggs to block off these bolts. He's blocking off a sizable portion of mid. Escobar's going to have a very tough push in if they want to get any of these bolts. Hopefully they've memorized the locations of the bear traps so they don't walk over them and get killed instantly. Level 7 siege bot for Polska Karam. It does look like it is going to be a pretty handy defense for Escobar, though. There's the damage amp, and basically no damage on the Ike except for from Caspi, who brought it down to 64%. We're going to have to see a huge retake by Escobar. That lollipop drop could be instrumental. Lawrence will get a good defense versus Caspi, but not versus Jack. And this is going to be a Polska Karam win here. I think there's no way for Escobar Knockers to come back. And that is the game right there. So what on earth happened this time that didn't last time? I don't totally agree with the crow still, but it looks like Caspi really made it work. Now, Jack as well got great shots right at the beginning of the game, and that, I think, provided amazing value too. I just want to know, though, why they did not get messed up so badly by the Leon's lollipop. This is Polska Karam taking it back, and I'm totally going to have to eat my words. I thought that Escobar was going to get a sweep after this, but no. Polska Karam, they bring it back. We are 1-1 in set number 1. And once again, I think we are at a pretty even matchup. This is surprising, and it's not something we're really used to in GameStars at this stage. In the international finals, it'll definitely get closer. International group stage, though, quite different. We're going to see a lot of sweeps. That is going to be game number 2 coming to a close. We are now 1 versus 1 in this matchup. And let's see what you guys are saying in chat. New webcam background. No, I'm actually at home visiting my family. Yeah. Complain set. 12 p.m. You wake up at 7 a.m. Hey, I did my time. I had to wake up at 5:30 a.m. like all through high school and elementary school. in middle school. Yeah, but 12 p.m. That's when I get up. That's when I get up for college and university. I don't really know anyone who gets up much earlier than that. Maybe some people get up at like 10 or something, but unless you're a freshman, you're not doing like 8 a.m. classes. No one wants 8 a.m. classes. No one wants 9 a.m. classes. Everyone's asleep in those classes. Yeah. My freshman year, though, I didn't have early classes either. I managed to get into classes that were later in the day. Yeah, and it's nice because it lets me stay up late and like stay out and, you know, hang out with friends and stuff, without having to worry about like my classes the next morning. All right. Let's get it. Game number 3. Polska Karam are going to be bringing the Crow and the Spike and the Bell once again. From the other side of the arena, Sprout will be the choice, and this is honestly an amazing pick in my opinion. Scared can absolutely diff Caspy, or rather, however that's pronounced, Agile on the left side. On the right side, Caspy's having a rough fight. Good switch up there by Lawrence. Lawrence is going to look for an opportunity to push in, or perhaps to get a pinch on Caspy. Caspy does keep on trying to advance up to mid, but he is setting himself up for failure. There's a kill by Lawrence, and lots of damage by the bot as well. Caspy is going to get locked in by that super from Scared as well. Scared is just taking down Agile like crazy. And there we see the player cams. Caspy is playing really, really hard. He is trying very hard to make the Crow work. It does not appear to be working versus Lawrence this time, though. Caspy was doing a great job when he was in the bushes, pushed up very far on the right side, and now he is having quite a bit of trouble. Let's see what he's able to do, though. He can get a super in somewhere. Level 9 Siege Bot is not going to be a purple one, so it will be easier to defend than before. Meanwhile, on the left side, Scared is just going to town on really whoever dares approach him. Jack is not going to get that damage amp off, and he's not going to get damage amp at all for now. This is going to be a very tough push in the mid for Polska Karam. We do see Jack rotating around the left side, but he is diffed on this lane. He needs a line of sight to deal with Scared, and Scared, well, doesn't. And there is the Recycler on the hedge, and it goes up once again. Jump in from Caspy onto Scared, and Scared knows he's going to go down, so he'll just stay still. Jump over from Caspy. Nope, he's going to get hit by the... he's going to get hit by that nest egg. Also, no concerns really in the world for Escobar, as they know they had this one. Jack going to idle there. Same for Agile, and they are going to have to mentally reset for set number 2. Escobar, they managed to bring it back in the end. There's a pins as well. Caspy never stops. He wants to get some kills in here, get some damage in here, pump up the numbers. Yeah, and there's a thumbs up from Caspy. Or was it from Caspy? Yes, it was actually from Caspy. Throwing up the thumbs up. You know, he's got to keep the fighting spirit on him. And you got to motivate your team as well, especially after a loss like that. As unfortunate, it was quite close there. Let's get a recap of the last set as well so that we can break it down and analyze what people are saying in chat. Yeah, do I like commentating this game? I like commentating Brawl Stars. Though I definitely have like certain teams that I prefer. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired today. Yeah, can't argue with me waking up at 5:30 a.m. Yeah, first class is 1 p.m. where you are. Sheesh. This is the Euro of Brawl Stars. Yeah, this is only EU. Yeah, and here we have the recaps of the last set as well. This was when Polska Karam actually did a pretty good job of coming back. Game number 3, though, no one was expecting the Sprout, especially not Polska Karam. They kept on trying to switch up the lanes, but no one was able to deal with Sprout. And Sprout did such a good job on offense, too. Usually you don't see people blocking people into their own safe, but, I mean, now you do, I guess. Escobar knockers more kills, less damage taken with that bot and more damage dealt, and that's what it's all about. Though those numbers are pretty close, not amazingly close, but close enough to say that this was a pretty well matched first set. I wonder what set number 2 is going to look like. We're going to be moving into pit stop for that set, and that's when things will really start heating up. It's going to be the comeback potential for Karam. Now we just have to wait. Or rather, not dry season. Pit stop is set number 3. Dry season will be set number 2. With this last win by Escobar Knockers, I can tell you that I think they have very good mechanics and they can choose comps very well. And that's going to be important here on dry season because it is a tough call to tell, is someone going to run like some Max, Gene, Buzz, something like that kind of composition? Or are they going to be going for long range control? Is that going to be Tick? Yeah. Imagine. Yeah, production definitely having a fun time in the background. I'm very, very tired, and it is quite obvious, but it's absolutely fine. Yeah. Now we are just waiting for our players to get in game for game number 1 of set number 2. I'm gonna say what's going on in the background. Yeah, this is only EU tournament. Yes, indeed. This is also the one match that we've seen duplicate like Brawlers ban twice, which I find interesting. I wonder what that could mean. I mean, it does leave a lot of Brawlers open, but besides that, not a whole lot. I want to know what y'all think of this match as well in chat. That is quite lucky that your first class is 1 p.m. for you. For me, I mean, my first class of the day is either 9:30 a.m. or 10 a.m. And usually I avoid those classes. The 10 a.m. class I barely make it to every single day. The 9:30 a.m. class I straight up don't attend, and I just watch the recording of the lecture later because attendance isn't required and I need my sleep. Yep. I'm not gonna wake up at like right before 9:30 for a class that I don't need to, go to. I still made an A in the class too, so I'm not really sweating. Yeah. Typically when people don't go to a class, they're just like straight up not a good student. Yeah, not the case. Not me bragging about myself. Let's get it. Polska Karam. Caspi is going to be able to grab that first blue star. Agile and Jack will have to keep the front lines here. This is an interesting comp from Escobar, mostly because of how standard it is. I like the Colonel Ruffs. You got to see the Colonel Ruffs get the power up on a tick, and that's when really start to see some moves being made by these guys. Lawrence is hanging out here with a lot of damage. There is the tick super. Is going to find its damage onto Agile. A kill onto Caspi as well. And Escobar will be in the lead. But they have to push up to mid. They cannot stay on the back lines. They cannot play defense. Otherwise they will get wiped, especially by Caspi, who is particularly looking at Lawrence here on the tick. Basically a snack for him. Meanwhile, also, Scared keeps on powering these guys up with his field promotion star power. More damage onto Agile, and there's the kill as well. Escobar is looking unstoppable at this point. There are some particular brawlers that they could take out, though, to bring things back in their favor. If they get Bell and Tick, then they win this game, as long as they don't get killed in the process. We'll see if it happens. Caspi is setting himself up in position, taking a bunch of damage in the process, but still setting himself up for success. Agile will be able to push forward here. There is the knockback onto him, and he will die quickly. And, unfortunately, Caspi's not able to make this happen with that offense and the kill onto Jack as well. Just 10 seconds left. Agile could look for a super here. He knows that the enemy is just going to back up. There is also the super from Bell connecting. Tick super coming in, looking for a target. Jack will get to tank it, but Escobar still hangs on to that massive lead. 16 stars for these guys. No coming back from that. Not in this game. They'll have their chance in game number 2. But once again, we see Escobar taking the first win of the set. And last time we saw them take the set overall despite conceding game number 2. So I wonder if that'll happen again. I think, though, that Polska Karam, I think they kind of had the better comp, right? I think Frank did take quite a beating. But besides that, they had the better comp. And I'm surprised that they didn't manage to get the dub there. We'll see what happens in game number 2 when we move in, what the team compositions are going to look like there. But for the most part, I think it looked great by Escobar. And Polska Karam, I was very hopeful from the outset, given the comp that they ran. And then, yeah, they just kind of kept on getting beat up by Bell, I think, was their main problem. And Caspia really did try to push in at some point, but it just seemed like Escobar, they were always prepared for it. They were always prepared for playing into the counter. I want to know what y'all have to say. Not ready, set, but ready, sleep. Yeah, not ready, set. Can't lose a bragging game to ready, set. Someone brag about your life. Yeah, exactly. Skipping class. You know, horrible student. Yeah. I mean, here's the deal. I don't go to the class because attendance isn't required, and then I just watch the lecture later in the day. I just watch the recording of the lecture on my own time, so it's all cool. It's all cool. 12:50 p.m. You have a test tomorrow at 10 p.m. Pulling all-nighters plus going to watch the entire stream. Hate being 16. Sheesh, man. I will tell you, Hasnain, it might be in your best interest to just not watch the stream today. It might just be in your best interest to watch the recording later when you have time, or just like not watch today's stream. Yeah, because that's really important. You should be, because I mean you fully intend on studying, right? It's just a matter of like when. But don't pull all-nighters, bro. Just don't. I have pulled many all-nighters, and I don't know. I feel like you only have so many all-nighters that you can do in your entire life, and I've used most of them already because I already sometimes feel like an old man. You know, like getting so tired. Yeah. Very tired without my caffeine. I need my coffee in the morning. I'm like 21 and I'm already a freaking middle-aged man. I don't even look 21. I look 19. And I'm already a middle-aged man. I ate my coffee. Everything's aching. But Hasnain, I totally agree, man. Like my junior year of high school, so when I was 16, 17, that so much studying, man. Like literally school was so hard my junior year. And that's a grade where your grades matter because that's when you're applying for college. It's a total grind. Let's get into it. It's grind time for Polska Karam too. They got to bring themselves back from this 1-0 record in the current set. If they fold here, that is 4 wins, or rather 3 wins in a row for Escobar. And it's 2 sets under their belt. Great start though that Polska Karam is able to get that blue star right off the bat. Now, they are playing the Penny, though. Now, Caspi is kind of the most dynamic player of their roster. In my opinion, he has a lot of range. The question is Penny the pick here? He can play it well, but is Penny the brawler to play here? Not, is Caspi the player to play here, you know? Caspi is going to take quite a bit of damage. 1, 2, 3 shots in a row from Carol, and Caspi is all tagged up with that damage amplifier. Ooh, and he is going to have to back up now as he's on very low health. If he's able to get the turret up, this could be big, but he's still playing into Tick, which will take down that turret pretty swiftly. Lauren's over here on the right side, very intently focused. Caspi, much of the same. He's going to have to stay very intensely focused. I think, though, Escobar can count him out and pretty much ignore his existence, as Caspi's not going to be able to make an aggressive play, so he's not going to really go for it. So it's not really a concern for Escobar. Carol can get in on the right side. He absolutely has to, though. Polska Karam have to keep on backing up as well. Let's see what Caspi does. He is going to have to push forward on the left side here. There's the Tick Super. It blows up the wall. That's not good for Caspi. He can't take another hit. Carol's going to go for something. Good dodges by Caspi. One shot onto Caspi, and that is going to be the game changer right there. And Escobar will take this set. That really has to hurt there for Caspi, as we were watching him the entire game and saying to ourselves, yeah, he's not going to be able to make an aggressive play because he has that damage amplifier tagged up on him. And right at the end, he did such an amazing job of defending the Tick Super. I wonder if it was the intention of Escobar, though, with the Tick Super to blow up that wall right there, because that, I think, was what allowed Bell to make such an amazing play right there, was that wall being busted open by the Tick Super. I have never personally used the Tick Super that way. Let's check out the first part of the set, though. Caspi pushing in, did really try to get the gold badge, but wasn't able to do it. Escobar was so powered up, it was just a diff. They were all powered up from Colonel Ruffs and field promotions throughout the entire game. It just wasn't going to happen in the last few seconds. This time, though, Escobar made it happen for themselves in the last few seconds. Watch Caspi, he got hit just once and got so low on health. Amazing dodges, but one shot onto him was enough to take him out, and Carol just had to back away. And it ended up going to Escobar. One kill from the side of Polska Garam. From the side of Escobar Knockers, a lot damage kind of lacking on the side of Polska Garam, because really they just need to play defense. They just need to play control. I think Tick put in a lot of work from their team. Here's the other thing that really hurt, though, is that Caspi was, really going out on a limb, trying things out with the Penny, but it didn't happen because he could never even get the turret, because he was outranged by everyone, and that really sucks. But that's the reality of playing Penny, is you're just a little bit shorter range than most of the sharpshooters in the game, but you get a big payoff, and that's your super. Let's see if things change up on pit stop. The momentum is building up versus Polska Garam. They've taken one win in the last, how many games is it that they have played? They did play 6 versus Big, and now they have played 5 in this set, and they've won 1 game out of it. And they're a very talented team. So this is not necessarily, I wouldn't say it's unexpected, but maybe it is for them of themselves. They expect greatness of themselves, and they know that they're good, but the signs seem to point to no. And it is unfortunate, and I disagree with it. I think they're a great team, and I think they could totally bring it back. Let's see if they're able to do it. Polska Garam are going to be bringing out the Bull, the Ems, and the Daryl. We've seen this comp tried once, twice, however many times you want to say. Here's the deal, though. So many Brawlers did get banned. We're talking 2 Brawlers did get banned out that could have otherwise been banned here. Rico is going to be the big one on the left side. Caspi's going to be pushing right in. Does get punished pretty hard for it. Let's see Agile on the right side, though. He will be able to push in. There is a lot of damage onto Carol. Not a kill, but a bunch of damage and a great defense by Scared. Nonetheless, Escobar did get a good start here. Great stuff by Caspi. Unfortunate move there by Carol. We did want to do something to Caspi, but got bumped right away. Let's see Lawrence staying barely alive on health. I think this is a good prediction by Escobar as well. They're playing 2 tank counters. There's a kill by Agile onto Carol, and now Polska Garam is really handing it to him. Escobar will be getting a good defense with the single super from Scared, but it was just too late. The damage has already been done, and it is looking so dominant by Polska Garam. I don't think the move was to play a tank counter. I think the move was just to play tanks themselves for a more even match, because Escobar's been consistently dipping these guys, and now that they try and play the counter, it is going to fall in the hands of Polska Garam. I don't see a universe in which this last 6% does not get knocked off by Polska Garam in just the next few seconds. Caspi is also sped up by hanging out on these bushes. He wants to take a little bit more damage. Now he can just hang out and try and heal up. Though, we will see good consistent damage from Rico. Caspi keeps on getting tagged up. It's got to be annoying for him. Only one more shot would do it, but he is getting good dodges now. Scared, meanwhile, still holding the back lane. He has to defend 6% on the safe here, but Caspi has 5k health, and that is going to be the win condition. Great stuff by Polska Garam. They're bringing it back here in Heist. This is exactly what needed to happen. They got Heist right when they needed it, or maybe even a little bit after. Heist earlier on would have actually been fantastic, but it came just in the nick of time for set number 3. This is when Polska Garam can turn it around. Heist is that mode that allows them to turn around. Now, once more, I want to talk about the mistake I think that Escobar Knockers made, and that is, I don't think they should have played the tank counter. I think it is a high risk for very little reward, or maybe even no reward at all, because they played 2 brawlers that heavily countered the tanks that they played against, and couldn't make it work. Now, did they get a lot of damage on the tanks? Yes. But the tanks didn't really care that they were taking damage because they were constantly rolling out of spawn. And I think at the end of the set, we will see the damage statistics and completely see that reflected by the stats that have been recorded. For now, though, I will tell you, I think the best move is for Escobar to run tanks into the tanks that Polska Garam is running. And that is exactly what's going to happen. It is going to be the mirror match. No match point yet, but if Escobar grabs this one, they will be heading to match point. And there is a super in from Caspi, and a considerable amount of damage. Caspi got the kill too. This is big. Jack with the kill with Friend Zoner, and now 25% has been knocked off the safe. Now even a little bit more. Scared has the super. He's going to look for a meaningful target. Jack would be ideal, but he's a little inaccessible at the moment. Now he has to play defense versus Caspi, and there is the kill as well. Lawrence will be running actually the healing gadget this time. It looks like Caspi prefers to run Stomper. Let's see what Caspi does. He is going to get taken down. Lawrence doesn't have a super though, so it's perfectly fine for Polska Garam to be doing this. There's the roll forward on Agile on the left side. Bunch of damage. There's the gadget as well. Not the best gadget in the world, but it is a gadget. 49% has been taken off of that save, roughly halfway there. Polska Garam is living on a prayer. Let's see if Escobar can interrupt that, though. Lawrence will be coming around the right side. Does have to keep Caspi at bay. Caspi could really run right through him, but Carol is there to assist. Meanwhile, on the left side, Agile will be looking for a push through on the left. Caspi will try and get something versus Carol. He did set himself up pretty well right next to the plants, and that was enough to not get him bumped away too far by Carol and prevent him from taking as much damage. I think it's a great tactic. I would love to see it used again by Caspi, or even by Lawrence as a bull technique. Agile will be going forward. He will get stunned once again. Another stun. Scared is still able to get the kill, though. Meanwhile, Jack has to play defense versus both Scared and Carol. No Friend Zoner from Jack. And 30 seconds remain for Escobar to out-damage Polska Garam. It's just one push in after the other. Agile and, of course, Caspi are always rushing in with their supers. It's so hard to compete with. There's the last Friend Zoner. Caspi goes for the damage. Agile wants something. Could this be the last bit? Yes, perfect gadget there by Agile. And that is going to be this set, actually, going to Polska Garam. Great stuff for them. As our first set of today, they have won 3 games total in this matchup, and things are really, really looking up for them. We got to look at the stats too, because I wanted to point out to you how much damage actually Escobar Knockers was dealing to them, but not getting the kills, or not necessarily not getting the kills, but not getting the defense, not getting the damage defended off of their high save. We'll completely see it reflected in the stats. Let's get a highlight of the last set. Game number 1, things were looking really, really hopeful, actually, for Polska Garam. They started off with a strong comp. Escobar did their best to counter, and they played a great counter comp. But that just doesn't work versus these tanks, and that's why tanks are going to be run every single time, because you can't counter them out, and it's just better to play tanks v tanks and win on mechanics rather than win on a counter. Because, well, the counter doesn't even really work. And in game number 2, we saw that Polska Garam do have a good level of expertise in this tank comp, and maybe that's why they were able to play it into the counter so well. And here we can see the damage, and what did I tell you? Escobar Knockers dealing twice the damage that Polska Garam did, but so much less in the damage on the safe department. Now kills, 3 times the kills, okay, 2 times the damage, and we're talking like 260,000 damage dealt there just in one set, right? Just in 2 games. That is massive, but it also speaks to the level of play that Polska Grom is able to muster here and how they're playing as well. Their strategy is to get staggered and constantly pour in. That is their strategy, and it works so well. It really does, and I would encourage you guys to take note and try it in your own games. Minecart Madness will be coming up for set number 4, and I'm here for it. Only a year remains to prepare for college. You got a test to prepare for. Good luck, Hasnain. I really, really, really hope you're the best, man. Yeah. Didn't enjoy 10th grade. Now 11th grade is over. Dang, man. That stinks. Hey, I mean, you still got a lot of high school left to enjoy. Senior year is going to be the best. I will tell you. So while you're still in grind mode, if you're even still here, while you're still in grind mode at the end of junior year, after you finish junior year, right, over the summer, make your college applications. Write all your college applications over the summer, and then senior year, this is what you can do all of senior year. Right, coast. You can coast all of senior year. Now, that is if you just want to be able to relax finally. I will tell you though, make sure you also take some AP courses if you can, if they're available to you. At least I'm talking in the US. I don't know where you are, but if you're able to do any kind of college credit in senior year, absolutely do it. Because here's the deal with college classes. They are much harder, they are much longer, and you have to pay money for them. Right now, I don't know if you go to public school or whether you have to pay for school, but if you're gonna be, excuse me, if you're going to be paying for, you're gonna be paying for a high school. If you go like a private high school, then you might as well be getting your money's worth for college. Take some AP courses, take some college credit if you can. You will save yourself so much stress. I personally got a decent amount of college credit in high school. I did, let's see, I did a handful of AP classes my senior year, and I took a lot of French. And so when it came time, I placed out of like 10 hours of French. And keep in mind, a semester in college is typically going to be between 12 and 15 hours of credit. So I almost got a whole semester knocked off because I was because I paid attention in French, basically. Yeah. So some advice for you guys, if you're going off to college, it's a fun experience. I enjoyed it. Let's get into it. Game number 1. Escobar just needs to get 1 game here in order to grab the win. Or rather, in order to grab the upcoming match point. The comps, though, Bell, Crow, and Spike from Polska Grom, Sprout, Piper, and Rico from the side of Escobar. Jack is going to be getting a good kill on Scared, but Escobar, oh, there's a pin from Jack as well. Escobar will be picking up the majority of these gems. Carol is going to be the gem carrier here. Lawrence wants this kill on a Caspi. Caspi's forced to run forward into a 3-man pinch, and this is actually amazing teamwork by Escobar. And Scared did get a good block with that head. She is going to place it once again. I don't know why. I think he wanted a very specific position to block on a very large area, but that hedge looks exactly the same as before. Now you can see Caspi in the bottom left. You can see his player cam. He's definitely feeling the heat as well. Yeah, not really feeling this game. He is on the Crow as usual, though. This is his comfort brawler. Let's see what he's able to do. He needs to jump on top of Sprout here. Scared is doing a good job of defending, but that is a win for Caspi. Perfect timing on the minecart to come in as well. Great stuff by Polska Grom. Now Sprout will come around the right side, and this is a less than ideal matchup for Agile. On the left side, Polska Grom are going to be... Let's see. Are going to be trying for some control. They do have mid now, but they cannot concede a single gem to the enemy side. Homemade Recipe won't make its way over to Caspi, unfortunately. Scared will be looking for that last hit onto him, though. Will it happen? Just one shot is all he needs. Caspi will be avoiding a bunch of damage. There is a double shot in from Carol and Scared. And now Scared can pick up this last gem. That's all they need. Lawrence will pick up yet another. And there's not enough time for Polska Garam to bring this one back. It could actually be very, very close. Jack is going to be camping out here waiting for the last gem. If he's able to get something, 3, 2, 1, and the gem spawns right after the end of the game. That is Escobar taking this game, and we are heading to match point for Escobar. This is not good for Polska Garam. If they take one loss this next game, then that's it. They are out of GameStars, and that would really stink, but it's got to be one of these teams. And from where we stand, it looks a little bit more likely that it is going to be Polska Garam. Now, provided they bring back this set in the reverse, we're going on to another set 5, and it just does not get any less, or rather, it does not get any more exhilarating than that. I don't know. What was I even going to say with the whole less thing? I don't know what I meant to follow that. Typically, I do say something that I didn't intend to, and then I never backtrack. I just find a way to turn it into something. So if you ever hear me say something dumb and like pause for a little bit and then like double down on it, you know that that's what's happening now. Yeah. AP classes helped a lot. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Hasnain. I really appreciate it. Hasnain says, the best people like me are the, or I'm the best, people like me are the reason Brawl Esports is so famous. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Very, very wholesome, and good luck on your test, dude. Good luck. Try not to stay up too late, because that sleep is going to be very helpful in getting your brain prepared. Yeah. Ignore what I said. Drop out and become a SoundCloud rapper like a cool kid. Honestly, one of the people I sat next to in class, we like took like, what was it? We took like geology together or something. It was like an easy science class in high school, and he was trying to become a SoundCloud rapper. His name is Miles Black, so his last name is Black. So I think one day in class, he's not like a nerdy guy, but I totally am. So I just like, geek out about certain things. I told him that there's this pigment called Vanta Black, right? It is the darkest pigment that exists. Yeah. And I showed it to him, and he got this idea. So he's Miles Black, right? Well, his rapper name is now Vanta, right? Because he's Vanta Black. So he goes by Vanta. It's pretty cool. And every now and then I check up on his SoundCloud, and he's chilling and doing pretty well. For a really cool username everywhere, for a really cool rapper name. So yeah, the Piper skin. I love Lunar Piper. It's such an amazing skin. Yeah, I'm still pretty partial to just like normal Piper though. Normal Piper is up there. Yeah. Let's go though. Here is our potential final game. Polska Garam, they have a tough match ahead of them. Let's see what they have to answer with. Jack is going to hit that homemade recipe. It's just going to push back Scared a little bit though. Yeah. Scared, he's not scared though. He is going to continue to push in over here. Great kill there by Jack, but unfortunately we saw Caspi go down to the minecart, and that is never a great feeling. He bounces back though, and that's what it's all about. Great kill by Carol. Carol's not phased. There is a bunch of damage on the Caspi as well. A kill by Scared up around mid though. Jack will be looking for the damage. Great block there with the life plant. Scared isn't going to go for the second gem though. That is going to be Carol's domain. That gem right next to Caspi, he's going to pick that up and he's going to hang on to it. A super as well from Scared to block off the center area. Caspi gets some great dodges. That's what it's all about. Big kill for Scared. There was not anywhere for Caspi to go. Now it's up to Jack to defend this left and mid, and that is going to be a kill for Carol. Escobar are going to be getting 12 gems total. Let's see if they're able to run home. Polska Garam, they got just a few seconds left to kill a single brawler on the enemy side that can change the entire game, and it's Piper, but it's just out of reach, and there is the thumbs up. Jack says GG, and so does Escobar. They will be going on to the decider match. to be played later on, right before the international finals. Congratulations to these teams for such an amazing, amazing match. That is going to be a GG for Polska Garam, unfortunately. I was so hopeful for them. I know that Teddy would have enjoyed commentating today because Caspi is a good friend of his from Brawl Scrims, when he used to do Brawl Scrims, and it is unfortunate to see him go down like that. But he put on a great show, and it was great to see his player cam on. Here is Polska Garam. In the final few seconds, they were so close to getting that last gem, but it was just Jack there. Now, Jack did switch off of Bell onto the Piper in the next game, and he did get some pretty good kills, but Scare did such a good job around the left side, and Caspi, you can see that it is really getting to him. He knows that it's over. It's never a great feeling. Agile also was going for some lane switches, but it was not working out. Yeah, Caspi, though, gave a thumbs up in the end, and that's what it's all about, is good sportsmanship. And then, watch back the footage later to see what you can improve. Don't listen to my commentary, though, Caspi. I encourage you not to. Let's take a look at the stats as well, and you can see Escobar completely dominated this one, nearly twice the damage and 3 times the kills. I mean, I'll say it, I've said it, like a dozen times, and I'll say it again, that's what it's all about. Getting the kills. Kills are a great way to grab control, and typically, team that gets more kills gets more control, unless it's one of those maps that can go either way. That is our overview of the entire set. We'll get some stats from the entire match as well, and this is when we'll really break it down. Yeah, now you can see just how dominant this was by Escobar Knockers. Polska Garam, they started to have a comeback in set number 3, but Escobar Knockers really handed it to them in the terms of stats overall. Diffed them on the Bell, diffed them on the Spike. Now, when it came to the Rico versus the Crow matchup, Caspi did pretty well on the Crow. For Crow standards, it's a thing. I don't think Crow was necessarily the brawler to pick, but it was his comfortable one, and there's no shame in falling back on comfortable brawlers when things are starting to heat up. That is going to be the end of match number 3 for the day. We have one more match of the day. That is going to be big, competing for their chance to head on to the international finals. They'll have to, of course, face off against Escobar, or rather Palm Angels, for that title. And the Palm Angels takes the L here. Well, they're back to facing Escobar Knockers once again after that huge double match point. So that is our finals. I hope to see you guys in just a moment as our players are getting prepared. Make sure you get prepared too, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
Всем привет, меня зовут Михаил, и вы можете знать меня как Ярмаш. В этой рубрике я вам расскажу об особенностях нашей замечательной игры Brawl Stars. И давайте же посмотрим, что я вам приготовил. Сегодня я покажу бойца поддержки Спраута, очень ситуативного героя. Давайте рассмотрим, как можно использовать его супер в режиме осады для задержки бота оппонента. Супер Спраута создает преграду на 10 секунд, которая не дает возможности подойти боту к вашей базе, что позволяет выиграть больше времени, чтобы нанести и урон по боту, и захватить центр для сбора новых болтов. А с использованием гаджета пересадка, как на этом видео, вы можете повторно перекрыть проход боту, выиграв для своей команды еще больше времени. Также, по моему мнению, на некоторых картах режима Brawl Ball Спраут может отлично закрывать атаки оппоненту, так что дерзайте и у вас все получится. Это все на сегодня. Надеюсь, что мои советы помогут вам в ваших предстоящих играх. Смотрите наши прямые трансляции и увидите применение этих фишек и не только.
Welcome back, everyone, to GameStars. We're going to be getting into match number 4 in just a moment here, and it is an absolute banger. I'm still ready, set, and this is still GameStars. We are on the second to last match day of the international group stage. Let's move into our last match of the day. It is the winners match between Big and Palm Angels. This is going to be spectacular. A spectacular match. We did see Polska Garum, Big's opponent in the opener match, do pretty well versus Escobar Knockers. Unfortunately, they got knocked out as well, in case you missed that. Escobar Knockers did fold to Palm Angels in the double match point at the end, and Palm Angels from that earned their spot onto the winners match. I will say though, Big got a 6-0 versus Palm Angels, and I think they're planning on continuing that going into the winners match. All we have to do now to prepare is sit back, relax, wait as the maps and the bands start rolling in. We've got 5 maps. It is a best of 5 sets, and each set is 3 games. Let's get a look at our maps as well, of course, after the schedule. We're going to be getting started in just a minute here. If you wanted a more concise overview of how the day has gone so far, here you go. 3-0 between Big and Polska Garum. Escobar Knockers 2-3 versus Palm Angels, and Polska Garum 1-3 versus Escobar Knockers. It was a pretty dominant game there by Escobar Knockers, the last one that we watched. Polska Garum, as a result, are going to be heading home for now. So, our decider match also is going to be, well, I guess our lineup for our decider match is going to be decided off of this one. Because whoever loses in the winners match is going on to the decider match to face Escobar Knockers to compete for that trip to the international finals. It's going to be spectacular, and I'm here for it. Let's see what Big has to say to Palm Angels. We will be getting into those maps in just a moment. Until then, all we got to do is sit back, relax, wait. Make sure you talk in chat as well, because I'd love to hear what you guys are saying. Do have some messages. No Blood Diamond. I know, right? I know, right? BD. We did see Blood Diamond perform pretty well earlier on. And I see Pacino said something, but I'm not seeing anything now. Anything you got to add, Finny boy? I know the delay is quite something. Anyway, though, let us get into our maps pretty soon here. Our players are getting prepared for the upcoming set. Set number 1 is going to be played on Sneaky Fields, and set number 2 on Gym Fort, set number 3 on Dueling Beetles. And should we somehow make it past those first 3 sets, Shooting Star and Hot Potato will follow. Shooting Star is going to be an absolute grueling one to get through, I think. But Big is going to be pretty dominant on Sneaky Fields and Gym Fort, I do believe. Now, Dueling Beetles is when it could be turned around, though it's going to be followed by Shooting Star is the thing. It's going to be a challenge through and through. It'll be exciting, though. Let's see if Sneaky Fields gives us any hints as to how Big can be taken down in this upcoming match. We are going to wait on the bands as well before we can really draw big analyses about
how this is going to go. When are the decider matches? Decider matches are going to be on December 18th and 19th. We have the first bands rolling through. Rosa and Rico, very specific. This could also mean bad business. It might allow Lola and Meg into the game. Let's see what the last two bans are. For now, though, Rosa and Rico, I think these are pretty good. This is an interesting ban by Big. I think it just means that they don't want to face versus Palm Angels on the Rosa on Sneaky Fields. And I can't blame them at all. I think they also know that Palm Angels are pretty sneaky about the Rosa usage. We saw how Palm Angels performed on Layer King with Rosa. It was kind of filthy, and I don't think Big wants to face that on Sneaky Fields or really anywhere else for that matter. Gym Fort, I think it's another. There's a Spike ban and there's a Poco ban. Poco ban we saw come from Big last time, and now from Palm Angels, the Spike ban is going to mean that Meg is open, and so is Lola. Not amazing stuff. I think Lola could be a strong pick now as a result on Sneaky Fields, but I think more than anything, we're going to see it on Hot Zone. And I think Palm Angels were kind of expecting this. They knew that Big would not be banning the really strong brawlers in the game. And I think Palm Angels has kind of been waiting for this opportunity. You know, Palm Angels, they looked really dominant because of this as well in their game versus Escobar. And once again, I'll stand by what I said. I think this shows a lot of confidence from their side. And hopefully it's not unwarranted confidence. Versus Escobar, it was relatively warranted. The thing is, though, that they still got taken all the way to the double match point of set number 5. And that is not showing completely warranted confidence, in my opinion. Escobar did take a game, or rather did take the win versus Polska Garam later on. So perhaps they're a stronger roster than we are making them out to be. We got to see them against the likes of teams we're more familiar with to really gauge the skill level. What's up, Trude? Yes, you can see my bed in the background. I did not sleep in that bed. If I had slept in that bed, I would have made it, and I would have made it look really nice. But that's where my parents slept last night. I am back home for a few days, and we're casting from home. Let's see between Big and Palm Angels. Ems, B, and Sandy from Palm Angels. From Big, Tara, B, and Ems. I think strong comps from both teams. So far, for Palm Angels, it's going to be a lot more promising. Shoto and Needian are getting shoved all the way back into their base. A pass out by Razor as he wants to get a big play with the super. It looks like maybe Big is baiting him into it. Perhaps not. There's a good kill there by Lars. Goga is going to get so much damage. Great timing on the gadget, though. Razor will take it out, but he will have to sacrifice himself as a result. Shoto has the super. Now Needian is also looking for something. Goga is not going to get the kill. Great moves by Shoto. And now Big is on the complete other side of the field looking for their goal. Still, Sharklota does not... No way did that just happen. Lars was able just to slip it in. That is absolutely tragic. And Big... No reactions from either side. How is... Oh, okay, there's the reaction from Razor. He's not too pleased about that ball going in. And I wouldn't be either. Everyone was in front of the goal. That is so unfortunate. Let's see what Big has to say now that they are once more at the enemy side. Lars wanted to put that one in, and he's not going to be able to sneak it in this time. No, sir. They know all of his tricks. Sharklota is going to go for Shoto here. Shoto does get the speed, and Sharklota is trapped outside of the bushes. Not a good position for him. Lars now rotating up. Sharklota will go down. And there's a pass over to Shoto. Shoto now looking for something. Goga. Oh my gosh, look at Razor reacting here. I think the reactions are just a little bit delayed. Lars was happy about that one. That is so funny. And there is, of course, the score by Lars once again. Unfortunate there for Palm Angels. That was a tragic goal earlier on. Is that a bandage on my face? Yes, I got scratched, unfortunately. So I wanted to heal, so I got a bandage on my face. It is coming off. I need to go buy some more band-aids. But yes, it is a bandage on my face. Yeah, that's how we roll. Band-aid on the face. I'm hardcore like that. I used to have all kinds of band-aids all over my body from wrestling. You cannot wrestle with an open wound. It's a great way to get a staph infection. Yeah, like our mats are clean, but you just never know, man. When you wrestle on other people's mats, that's when it gets a little concerning. There were some schools that were known for having nasty mats, and sometimes people, like the coaches would say, no, we're not wrestling on that mat. Clean it. Like really clean it. Some schools had bad reputations, but that was kind of funny. Yeah. I never knew anyone who got MRSA though. That would be really bad. Anyway, some wrestling info for you. A lot of people don't know that I wrestled all of high school. I actually have my medals over here from when I won the conference championship a couple times. All right, let's see. Big, once more, running the same exact comp. It worked for them last time, so it must work again. And it is really going to be stealing the show. Already a goal for Big. That is huge. 19-second goal. Now, let's see the response from Palm's Angels. Shoto is looking for the lane here versus Charlotka. Meanwhile, on the left, Needing does want to pass up here. He's not going to be able to get it. Great angle to get rid of the honeypot, though. Goga looking for something on the right. Does not find anyone. He has to hang on to the killer bee. Not going to get Needing, but came quite close. Razor sticking close to this wall. Lars could use this to his advantage. Razor's not amazing in close range. Lars does have to back away. Takes a bunch of damage in the process, too. Shoto on the right side providing some room. And Needing gets a great hit. Double slow by Needing. Needing on the bee is just like peanut butter and jelly. It just goes together. And Big are putting on an amazing show. Needing has a super. There's a slow onto Charlotka. And a kill by Shoto. All Big has to do is play defense here. I don't think that's what they want to do. Lars now made an amazing play. Shoto can get the kill onto Razor. He's playing very, very cautiously. Now, Shoto can get this ball on the right side. Just got a pressure in the right side. Goga did get one shot. Now Shoto does need to be careful. Goga no longer has that killer bee. Needing doing a lot of damage. Slow onto Razor. This is the time to push in. Razor is going to go for something. Not going to get anything. Shoto with this pass in, but it does not go in the goal. And I would be crying too if I were Shoto. Big still needs to keep with this offense. Razor and Goga just trying to play defense. Double stun by Lars. The double suck is looking fantastic. And that is the win for Big right then and there. Another goal by Lars. It seems like Lars just seems to score every goal. And that is going to be the game going to Big. Pretty much as we expected, though. They put on a great show last time on Sneaky Fields. And once more, here we are. Sneaky Fields. And Big is still showing people up. Great start for them versus Palm Angels. Palm Angels is a great roster, but they just weren't able to put up a fight versus Big, or at least one that resulted in a victory. Here are some highlights of the last set. And Razor, yeah, was not happy then because Lars got that sneaky goal. Look at that. And now we get to see Big once again putting in another goal. Yeah, I mean, Palm Angels, they didn't get a single goal that entire time, and it shows. Big, they ran the same comp twice in a row, mind you. Another goal, this time for Needing. Needing popped the heck off this entire last game. Now, Lars did just about the same. Shoto did Shoto things, and I mean, it's great because Big, they just do what they do, and what they do is winning mostly. But here we go. There is our stat comparison: 4 goals and 4 times the kills, And as far as damage, the damage is just not even close between these two. I think the only time it really looked like Big might, you know, take a goal or something was when they were not right in front of Palm Angels' goal. That is the only time it looked realistic that Palm Angels could win. We'll see if they're able to bring it back in set number 2. Set number 3 is absolutely one where they could bring it back. Now, set number 1, completely blown out of the water. Set number 2, maybe. This is a heavily control-based mode. We're talking gem grab here, particularly on Gem Fort. Now, Rico is banned, so I don't know. It is entirely possible. Now, Spike is also banned out, mind you, but Lola isn't banned, and Meg is not banned. I wonder. It's a tough call. I encourage you guys to share your thoughts in chat. What you think? Sneaky Lars is insane. These speed gears just dominate. Yes, absolutely. They absolutely do, man. Basically, unless a map has basically no bushes, like Backyard Bowl or something, then the speed gear is going to so dominate. Now, though, if it's really any map that doesn't have like too many bushes, then you're just gonna run what? Like, you run shield and damage, and that's it. I don't see anyone running resistance. Yeah. Is there even another one? Oh, health. No one runs health. I think health could be pretty good for like a brawler like Tick or something, but besides that, it's not that great. You know, like brawlers that have such low health. Sandy and M's counter Tara. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Let's see how it goes in game number 1 of set number 2. Tara across the board. From Palm's Angels, though, they got the Meg. On the side of Big, Jean and Pam. Also Sandy from Palm Angels. Sandy's totally a pick we expected. He's so fast moving up this left lane. He's going to be able to deal with that gadget really well. Here's what Lars got, though. He knows where the enemy is going to be. Close range fight win for Lars. He is taken down by Goga in the end. Doesn't really matter, though. It's still just a 2v2 at mid. Goga is going to push up and get a single gem here. Now, Needing has a super. He is going to threaten the enemy with it. Trying to gradually push out Goga. Goga does have to move back. He's getting chipped down as well. And Charlotka, oh no, and a double pull. Needing won't be able to make it out of there. And such a sneaky play there by Goga. Could be the turning point of the game. And this is going to make Big play a lot more cautiously. Better now than any other time, though. This is early on in the match. Lars gets taken down. Needing has the super. He's going to have to push away Charlotka, but Charlotka gets a swing off, and Goga is hanging on to all 10 gems. That was totally a move of ignorance by Big and nothing else. It was just a careless mistake, and I don't think it shows too much about the gameplay, about the mechanics of these guys. I don't think it's too indicative of anything. So, I mean, I don't think this means a whole lot for the pace of the match, but it is going to make Big play a little bit more cautiously. But that is a little bit frustrating, a little bit embarrassing that happened. That the double pull came out of absolute nowhere. So, I think now Big are really going to think about what they're up against. Yeah, the double pull also for some reason was not working super well. It was working better at the beginning of the game. Needing, of course, on the Jean is always going to do a great job. But you got surprised, along with Pam too, on the right side. And that was because there was no one on the right lane. And that's, I think, what probably needs to happen, is someone needs to be on this right lane. Yeah. So, that is going to be game number 1 done and dusted. It is a Palm Angels game. Now, Big got to bring it back. Palm Angels, they win one more game in the set, and they're tying things up. And we will be playing more than just dry season. We will be guaranteed to play Ring of Fire after that, and that, I think, is best case scenario for Palm Angels. Now we wait for the next game. Health's downside is that you need to stay in one place for it to work. Exactly. But see, like, you could hang out in a bush for a little bit and heal up and, like, heal a lot faster. You know, like people do it with with automatic, or not automatic. Like people do it with tick with well-oiled, right? Why not just double down on the healing? Like think about how fast you can heal up. In fact, I almost want to test it, but well, actually, I don't know. I could get tick. I might just try and upgrade tick to level 10 pretty soon. Make it happen. Now we are just waiting on these guys to get in the game. I gotta update Brawl Stars at the moment. Brawl Days is out. I don't wanna miss the end of the season though. I've not done much work on Brawl Pass, and I have not played Power League in a while. I'm pretty close on the Power League skin grind, but like I don't want to miss out on the chance. I'm a completionist. I gotta have everything. I have every skin, you know. I gotta have everything. But they keep on coming out with all these skins. I'm honestly a little salty that I'm gonna have to spend real life dollars on the Griff skin just because I'm a completionist. Let's see what the comps are this time. For the most part the same, though we do see a big change from Big. Sandy is going to be used this time. Lars is going to be defending the right side. Meanwhile, Razor is going to be looking for something on the left. Needing could get pinched. Charlotka could go for the kill. Needing is going to barely stay alive. Lars has to maintain control at mid. Charlotka is going to try and pinch him in though. Razor and Charlotka are going to work together. There's a stun onto Razor, and Razor won't get to use his ability. Very unfortunate there for Palm Angels. Charlotka also out of the mech on the right side. Lots of gems available for Shadow at mid. Razor tries to push in on the left. There are all the shades. But no value. Needing still has a super. No double pull this time for Big, which is interesting. I haven't seen the double pull working as well on this map for like the past couple months. Oh my gosh, and a double pull by Needing. That is going to be a double kill as well. And now it's down to Razor. If he can get a super here, then that is going to be the game changer. And he's going to have to go for it because Palm Angels, they cannot push in from the top. Razor, he tried, but no super. There is the Sandstorm and the super. And that is Big taking this one. They've tied things up in set number 2. They did not want to concede a single game in this entire matchup, I assure you. But that Tara Super caught them by surprise, and they didn't let them catch it by surprise. Catch them by surprise. Once again, you saw it. They were all stuck on the left side where the Tara could not hit them. And they stayed away from the bush when they knew Tara was in the bush, because that's seemingly most of what Palm Angels Tara did, was hang out in the bush and wait for someone. Now that works on ladder. It works really well on ladder, actually. It works really well on me on ladder because I play a lot of competitive and I watch and I cast a lot of competitive, and people don't typically play like that, but people on ladder do. And if it works, it really does catch you off guard. So, Big, now they've adapted around that. So it's good that they've learned from their mistakes. Now, we are waiting for game number 3. They did let him sneak on them. They totally did. Did Palm Angels even have a mid? Not really. I don't think so. Did they? Yeah, the Power League. The Power League grind. Yes, we love Power League. Let's get into game number 3 of set number 2 and see how things are progressing along. We are going to see Meg used by Palm Angels this time. From the side of Big, though, same exact comp. They find a comp that they like and they stick with it. It's not working amazing for them this time. Needing could go down. Fortunately for him, he is going to spawn right back at the respawn. And no longer be trapped in that death box that is the mid of Gem Fort. Lars is gonna go down. Let's see, Needing is gonna get a pull. Goga could go down. This is perfect plays by Needing, and he's able to get out of there too. Lars and Shota work together, to get that kill as well. And there are the 10 gems. Charlotka has to use that super to swipe away all the shades. Now he has to find positioning over here on the right side. He's not going to make it with his mech though. And there is the Sandstorm as well. Great kill, actually. Shadow is so low. Oh my gosh, and Charlotka comes out of nowhere to grab it. And Lars can't do anything. Unbelievable. And Palm Angels will take this game as a result, it looks like. Unless Needing can somehow get around the right side. He's going to have to take down Razor. There's the pole. Will they be able to do anything? Shadow has to get more damage. Lars gets stunned. No way. And that is going to be the game. And the set as well. Uh-oh. I saw something bad on the screen. Did you see it? Did you see it? Game is closing for a short maintenance break in 5 minutes. I think that means that we got to draw the day to a close pretty early on, unfortunately. We'll have to get word from production to be absolutely sure. But that is what it looks like. That is like one of the 4 horsemen of the Brawl apocalypse. Game is closing for a short maintenance break in 5 minutes. There's some others. We got to break it down. We got to find out what the other ones are. Game is closing for a short maintenance break in 5 minutes. Shoot. Let's at least get a recap of the last set. Of course, it started off pretty strong for Big, and then out of nowhere, Palm Angels bring it back. And then here comes Big once again. Great plays in game number 2, doing their thing. Game number 3, doing a great job. But Charlotka was able to sneak around the backside, and you'll get to see it in just a moment. They were not really concerned about the Meg, who had no mech. But watch this. Charlotka comes around the backside. Big fight over here. Shadow barely survives. And then there's Charlotka. Gogo's right in position to help take down Lars. And that was the game changer right there. And Lars got stunned. I have no idea what stunned Lars. I guess it was Sandy right before he went down. And take a look at the difference. I mean, Big, more damage, more kills. This is a total steal. This is an absolute theft by Palm Angels, but it's a win for them nonetheless, and they have earned it absolutely. It's all about being in the right place at the right time. And so now we just need to wait for word about exactly what is going to go down here. Let's get it. Here is set number 3 coming up soon. Dueling Beetles. Something tells me though that the maintenance break is going to be going on. So we may just have to wait. Short maintenance break in 5 minutes. That sounds like no getting in game to me. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's a short maintenance break and we continue on with Game Starts today. Otherwise, we might have to cut it short. Supercell trolling? For real, dude. For real. XD Games, GG's. Yes, sir, dude. Yes, sir. Now we wait. Of course, we are going to be moving into the next game momentarily. That is going to be Dueling Beetles for set number 3. I think this is one that could be taken back by Palm Angels. They could continue the momentum here. Something tells me that Big isn't going to let it happen. But Big is only... It's only going to happen to Big out of, like... I think, like, carelessness. That's the only way it can happen, in my opinion. So we'll see if that happens. I don't think it will. But yeah. Let's also get word from the admins. Yeah. Are we going to continue with today? It's a big question. With the maintenance break. Well, now all we can do is wait to hear. Hopefully, we're able to continue. Otherwise, it might be another yesterday situation where we have to play the games off stream. Sometimes we do get kind of trolled by Supercell. Let's see if I'm able to get in the friendly game. Because something tells me no. But I won't. Yeah. Maintenance break for 1 hour. That really stinks. There's nothing you can do about it. Sag. Oh man. Well, that absolutely stinks. Yeah. We're waiting on the response from the referee to tell exactly what's gonna happen. So I'm waiting for the information just like you guys are. That really stinks. Yeah, we'll have to see. In the meantime, how have y'all's days been going? I hope y'all are having fantastic days, or maybe evenings, or maybe it's 3 a.m. where you are. That's usually about the time that I stream where Trude is. Maintenance break, I know, right, Nadine? Dude. By the way, man, you're freaking cracked. Just FYI, in case you need a reminder today. I was a little shocked that they got behind you, but I think it was just a little bit of luck, you know. So what's gonna happen? I think they're gonna go to the servers, the Supercell guys. They're gonna go to the servers. They're gonna hit it with the hammer a few times. If that doesn't work, then I think we're all out of options, man. Yeah. You ever play Team Fortress 2? You know how the engineer just like smacks stuff with a hammer and fixes it? That is basically what they are gonna do, in my opinion. That's what I think. Yeah. If not, then we're gonna have to do the same thing that we did yesterday and play the games off stream and continue tomorrow with an update on what happened. I think we kind of already know what the outcome is gonna be. I think Needing can tell you too. You were able to play duos but got reverse. No. No, that stinks, man. That really does stink. Maybe the maintenance break is for the challenge that's in game for the skin. Okay, so we do have the word from the admins. The games are going to continue tomorrow, but it's not going to be streamed, unfortunately. That is the consequence of you know, Brawl Stars when there are a lot of, you know, maintenance changes going on. Here, let's get an update, though, on how exactly things turned out for the day. We did see Big take down Polska Garam and head on to the winners match. Escobar Knockers went down to Palm Angels in the double match point. They went down to the elimination round. Palm Angels went on to the winners match. That winners match is halfway through being played. Fortunately, we did finish up set number 2. So that's a pretty nice stopping point. Now, the elimination round, however, that knocked out Polska Garam. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the boy Caspi and Agile anymore. Now, Escobar Knockers, however, made it onto the decider match. That is going to be played, I believe, on the 19th. So make sure you come around for that one. Hopefully, their opponent is going to be whoever loses the winners match. So, in my opinion, I think Big absolutely takes this winners match, and Palm Angels has to fight their way versus Escobar Knockers once again, and that one could go either way, and that is going to be a banger. Do come by on the 19th to watch that one. It's going to be fantastic. Here's, yeah, our results from the day. Overall, you can see all the scores and the matches between everyone in a non-bracket format, if that's a little bit more digestible for you. Games will be tomorrow off stream. Yes, indeed. What happened? Yeah, maintenance break. Imagine. Exams over. Good to hear, Trude. That is great to hear. I'm glad to hear that everyone is doing well. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed today's day of GameStars as well. Tomorrow is going to be the last of the international group stage, and after that, we're going to be moving on to the elimination rounds. It is going to be so hype. Teddy is going to be hosting it. I will be chilling in chat as well. So I hope you guys thoroughly enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of GameStars. But for now, this has been Ready, Set, and as I always say, remember to play smart and don't be toxic. And thank you to GameStars and the production for making this happen. It's an amazing tournament. Hope you guys tune into it tomorrow for Group H.
Brawlers! The showdown will make history! Best teams from Russia, Ukraine, Poland, France and Turkey. Winners of the Open qualifiers and top 8 invited teams will meet in a final battle for the champion title and a bounty of $10,000. Join the stream on December the 7th. Don't miss out on the epic international group stage of GameStars Brawl Stars Season 2. Brawlers.